NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight's Star Wars RPG, Season 2, Episode 21.
Hello, and welcome to the table in a galaxy far, far away. I'll be your DM tonight, DM David, and we are playing Star Wars by Fantasy Flight Games as a 3-book part complete collection. 3 books being Force and Destiny, Age of Rebellion, and Edge of Empire. Let's start by meeting our cast and crew, starting with our left.
Call me Locke, I am a bounty hunter. A damn fine one at that, and some people would say that maybe I don't belong here in the Great Hunt. Some people would question if I should be a part of this at all, but I will tell them, just you wait and see. That's what I'll tell them. Just you wait and see.
And, as Grist, your Squib, Shadow Sentinel, captain, and leader of this fine group, I was very concerned going into this. I wondered if I had a choice of 50 or so, bounty hunters to train me, I'm not sure Locke would actually make the list.
Quit referencing that specific poll.
Well, I mean, it was a good poll. So, but I mean, he's shown that, we're at least 31st out of 32.
At least.
Well, out of 31 now.
Because one's dead already.
Right.
That's true.
We can only get better from here.
This is Ty. I'll be playing Victus, and you know what? I actually just rely on my friends, and if they think they're really good, who am I to say no?
Thank you, Victus.
Yeah.
How hard is it for a little support once in a while?
Well, he's a little guy. He can provide a little support.
Hey, knock it off. I'm still here.
Stauka Ejo Ibana Kaboom!
That's really good. That's really good. That was amazing, Jess. No, just leave it. Just leave it. They know what's just supposed to be going there. Just go with it.
I love it. I love it.
Don't make the episode like 43 or whatever and not know what that means.
Guys, just like we start all of our sessions, can I have you all please roll that white D12 dice and tell me what is the Force looking like today? Let's start with Locke.
Too dark side.
Yes, please.
Too dark side.
Oh my goodness, people, yes.
You know what? It's a dark day when I have to be the moral high ground. Too white.
Oh no.
And I got too dark.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, the Force is working beautifully today for the DM. That's 2 light and 6 dark, guys. This is going to be a fun day. So friendly reminder, these are things that I can use to affect story. These are things you can do to affect story, little things. Don't hesitate to use them. I'm going to try to throw them at you. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, well, you got a lot to throw at us, so have fun.
I do, man. And I'm going to have such a good
insane.
time with this. All right. So when we last left our bounty hunting team, the Great Hunt has been called, and Locke has been chosen to be one of 32 contestants. You representing the collective part of his hunting crew, his pact. As you guys landed on planet Luxral, the Bounty Hunting Guild's primary planet, you saw and met some of the other contestants, some of concern, some being Ratataki, Gendai, Kubez, and Gans. You've heard the rules of bounty hunting have been put aside. Kills are acceptable as long as you share the same target, and you can earn their points. The best of 4 wins. And what you are winning for is a cut of the cost of these bounties and for promises and favors earned for your faction. Your first target has brought you to the prison planet Belsavis. You are looking for a gene splicer, Dr. Genos, who has...
Dr. Gene.
Yep, Dr. Gene, who has done some terrible works in the name of expanding the evolutionary chain.
I feel like that's like a supervillain from like Teen Titans or something like that. Like
Should
the
be.
classic, the name is so similar to the villainy that like only like a Saturday morning cartoon could do it kind of thing.
It's German, and he's a geneticist.
Exactly.
So.
Hello there. He's got like round glasses.
It's just...
Can you be any more stereotypical, please?
It's just such a Star Wars thing, though.
You're late for
He
your
is a
doctor
German
appointment.
descendant, though, because his name was Helrach.
Hilric.
So the best part is when you notice in his hand, he has this weird thing burned in the palm.
Exactly.
So weird.
Take back one Kadam for the Hebrews, God who dark it is. Sorry.
Yeah. So you were on this way to this planet. You guys used a few resources and are coming into land in the northern quadrant as you are preparing to go for a safari as a way to land on planet and begin your search. You also have the side hunt offered as part of a new bounty lock that you agreed upon. To receive this aid, you need to stop 3 other individual prisoners who are in the same region.
Well, let's be clear. It's not to stop them; it's to kill them.
It's a form of stopping.
So no, because we can physically stop them, but we don't get paid for it.
Yeah, you're stopping them from committing future crimes.
Stop them from living.
You guys are precog.
There's
now.
no bonus for bringing them in alive.
Yeah. Well, the bounty is to kill them. That's bounties
who?
come in
No,
many different
there's just
forms.
no bonus, so we might as well just, get the job over with while we're here. 5,000. Was it 5,000 each?
Yep,
Yes.
it was 15,000 total.
for each.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if
I
you
mean,
get
that's
one
a
of them,
good
that's
job.
5,000. But the goal is that you want to get all 3.
That's a
And
clean
what are
job
they?
right there.
They are 3 different humans. They are
Prisoners.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
So
A Rhodian, a Deveronian, and
a
a
Thorian.
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 Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. The Thorian should be easy. It's slow.
You
They're
can't
like
run
big
too fast.
brontosaurus creatures.
Those
Plug up a
snail-like
spiculum.
people.
Maybe Grist can
That's
smell
that's
the
actually
Rhodian
quite pleasurable
from
to them.
far away. I don't know, it probably stinks in there, actually.
Auto asphyxiating
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Thorian.
Yeah.
Get 'em.
Well, the little side gills have many functions. I don't want to get into it. This is a family-friendly podcast, but those are Thorians. They're weird creatures.
All right. So as your ship is entering atmosphere, is there anything that you guys want to do? Talk about, prep?
No, I'm like prepping, like wrapping my, or putting my gloves on and my robe and like getting everything ready. I'm getting my, my saber pike loaded. I'm wrapping the head of it in cloth so that it can't be easily distinguished as like a lightsaber, and it's just going to be used as a walking stick. So I'm just getting myself kind of to look like, I don't know, like the traveling monk look kind of
No,
thing.
this book actually has saber cane in there. That's exactly that. It's an actual item. I read it as sugar cane, but it turned out it was actually saber cane.
That is illuminating.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's going on is Jimothy and I have been at least trying to get the camera droid so that it not only sends information but passively draws on the other 31 channels of the bounty hunter. It was my idea that if we could do that and actually draw from them, we could potentially see where they're going, what their bounty is, and who we could kill to get the extra bounty from, because they're all bad.
Yep. And, it hasn't
not all
started yet
bad.
because you haven't hit a place for it to drop off that
Right.
data package. But you did, yes, excellent.
And I'll remind you that I have a on-off shunt.
Yes. Yep. So that way you can talk in the privacy of your own ship. Are you guys putting on your body cams as requested?
Yes.
We should.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
As long as Locke does it.
Yeah.
That's that's
Oh,
what
wait
I'm
a minute. No. If I remember correctly, my shunt doesn't work because we had to use that space to create the
That's why it
basically
has
the
a
override
strange
plug.
little,
Yeah.
like,
The tumor on it. It's not the tumor. It's the tumor on the back of it.
that droid looks fun. That camera droid looks funny. What are you talking about? What do you think it looks weird? Never seen a metal droid with a liquid tumor? It's weird.
We don't talk about it. It upsets him.
All right. As your ship comes in, you're piloting, right, Grist?
I am piloting.
All right. Can you?
Yanari, I'm bringing us down in the northern quadrant.
All right. Sending you the tracking coordinates. As he sends you over some data, can you give me a space piloting? Yes, piloting space with a 3 difficulty, 1 blue, and 1 black. Blue being that Yanari has codes and he has a direction given from the Black Suns who told you where you need to land. Black because, well, this place has some pretty bad storms because of its strangely ice/tropical, and you can see as you're coming in on planet, there's thin veins where you can see hot magma and like lava being made.
Burning hot
Magma.
magma.
Yeah, come on.
Isn't it, if we can see it, no longer magma?
Is it? I thought it was lava
Is it-
once it erupts, but it's magma if it's inside. Is that
Right.
am I wrong?
That's how I thought.
But it hasn't erupted. It's just you can see a trench.
But I thought once it... Never mind. We're getting
might be-
derailed here.
it
But I thought if the magma's on the surface, then it's lava, and when
Okay.
it's below ground,
so
it's
you
magma.
can see lava.
I'm just being an asshole. I don't know.
As the stalactite hangs upside down.
Right,
you can see-
exactly. Actually, that's right. Stalactite.
So it's stalagmites. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho. Sorry.
2 successes,
2 successes.
2 threat.
Okay. So how do you see like you're bringing in the ship? So it sounds like you are succeeding, but there's some definitely strain to the ship.
Right. Well, what I'm guessing is going to happen is as we come down, it's ice. I haven't landed a lot of places, but I definitely have not landed on ice. And my assumption is I'm going to end up landing at a place that doesn't quite sit correctly.
I mean, you word land. I would say what it does look like.
Land on the landing pad, Grist.
Is
We
essentially
can't. If we land on a landing pad, then we'll know we're here.
as you're coming through.
We already talked to Tower. They already know we're here. They cleared us the land. You talked to them just now.
Hang on, I'm going to drive it over to there. I was going to go over here. That looked really uncomfortable.
What I imagine is like your ship's coming in, and like you can see hail even as you're coming in through like the stratosphere, and there's like lightning bolts and some like. As you kind of realize, you're like, why is it getting like muddy up here? And you're like, oh, that's like soot and stuff from these strange storms. And then once you break under it, you're like, okay, it clears up, and now it's just a bit of frost as you're.
Inari, are you sure that that's the pad? I can barely see it. You're sure? I see the blinking light and a bunch of white.
Hey, that's what the data packet says.
Okay, all right, bringing her down.
And remember that 2 strain. You don't get Grist. The ship gets the strain.
So your
You
ship.
need as the pilot, you need to have the ship roster out so that you're tracking that.
Yeah. So your ship will need time to like run a like system check.
If you shut it down.
That's what Inari's here for.
Yep, so he's going to stay on the ship. So as you guys come and land, you can see, definitely think of like almost like a fortress, right? This place has thick durasteel walls. It has multiple, like, you can see what would be the equivalent of like speeders. You can see like walkers, some small like rebels, like not rebels, some
Rebel scum.
goddamn rebel scum. Some like Galactic Republic era like walkers. There's an assortment of vehicles. This is way more militarized than it is as a prison planet. This isn't like, oh, these are guards with like their riot gear. You're like, that man's wearing full on military like trooper armor. As you kind of land, you can see that these walls stand incredibly high. They stand about 6 stories. Multiple thicknesses. Each one looks like kind of like if you just took a Costco warehouse and just ran that down a line for miles. You can see that there's some road ways that have just been made. There's of course lights and blinkers droids going like back and forth. You can see that there are some X-wings, A-wings, some modified TIE fighters that have all been kind of brought together and are bearing the symbol of the Galactic Union. But there are many people kind of lolling about. As your ship lands and stops, you can see like a little gonk droid gonk, gonk, like walking up and beginning to like insert itself into your power cables to start like refueling and charging you. You can then see a few troopers come up. Now these, again, are Galactic troopers. They aren't wearing that white plasteel armor. They're wearing, more of these like, think of like what we know from our military, where they have the mesh gear with a few like white plasteel pieces that they have camo painted with like an Arctic print.
Locke, are you absolutely certain that these guys are going to let us pass? I mean, we're plugging into the system. They're coming to the door, the hatch.
Not so much getting in that I'm worried about as getting out with the acquisition.
I get that, but isn't that what the Black Sun said? Is that we'd have a way in?
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm sure we'll be able to get in, but it looks to be a little bit more difficult to get out of than I anticipated.
You do see, when you did come in, Locke, they have some anti-air turrets aiming upwards. They have those nice, like, 4 cannon firers. You can even see in the sky, as you look up, there's these strange, like, manta fish swimming through the air, just like...
So, like, in what part of our plan did we discuss how we were getting him out once we...
We did. We have to find him first, and then we
right. But
I'm like walking into the kitchen or the lounge as you guys are like, as you're asking that. I'm like, I don't know. I keep doing this like I'm wrapping bandages. I don't do that anymore, but I still have that man.
Do you wrap bandages around your new arm?
Not anymore.
No, because you
just see my hand.
It's just a hand.
Yeah, you just see my like this is kind of a fidget for me
okay,
now.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And so I kind of come in. Maybe I'm just kind of twisting my new arm just a little bit and just like you can see where it's like been attached to, because my old robe didn't. Yeah, exactly. I like unscrew it. I could put on different modifications.
I have like, 6 fingers. Better piano
the
player.
The flesh where it was attached is still kind of like raw. Like my skin is already red because I'm a red Twi'lek, but like it's red-er kind of thing, like pinkish, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway, so I come in and I'm like,
purple.
Why are we? What do you mean getting off of here? Purple. There you go. We either we either get out normally, quiet like, and we bribe whoever we need to.
When have we ever got out quietly?
Well, if we don't, we blow shit up. Like, what's the problem?
So I'm looking through down the hallway. I mean, I'll be right back. Go run down. I want to see as I look through the cockpit. I want to look at the guns. Are they aimed up?
Yes, they're aimed like diagonally up,
All right.
and you can see as they're like they're not. It just looks like they're roving, not actually scanning
Right.
anything.
So
Where do you run off to?
I just to look out. So the anti-aircraft or the anti-ship guns that are up there. What if we took them over?
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Blow them up. Do you know how to hack?
No, but I know someone who does. I'm good at helping.
Oh, okay. Jimothy, I'm assuming that you're implying to our other vertically challenged friend?
Rati Grist is correct.
All right.
Yep. We've done some good work.
Can hack. If no can hack, can boom.
Dim boom. All right. Well, Locke, you got any other questions you need solved?
4 guns? There's 4 guns? Is that...
Well, there's 4 that I can see, but I mean, I'm sure there's more. Yeah. Each tower's going to have a group.
This looks like where you're at. Looks like definitely a command post.
So you're suggesting to go to each of 4 guns to take out each of 3 optional targets?
No, I'm suggesting we go to the main system, plug in, tear them up, and maybe have them shoot on each other.
You're very confident about your electronic skills, Grist.
I am very confident
that
about...
hasn't been reflected in my personal experience.
Again, Jimothy's abilities... I have not failed yet. So, are they going to knock? I mean, we're just sitting here.
Yeah, so I was, because you kind of like sit, they're waiting, and you kind of hear Yunari over the comms. They're waiting for you down, like, outside of the dock.
Oh, crap.
Ready, Locke?
Yeah.
So yeah, Locke has his blaster rifle and his riot blaster, which is the stun shotgun.
I see you do that, and I run back to my room and grab my my Zerka taser lance, which I wasn't planning on bringing until just now.
Hey,
Right.
Hey, everybody, are you guys all wearing the Black Sun stuff
Yeah.
to go into the prison?
Why not?
Okay.
It's like wearing a uniform of any kind of government, right?
Okay. All right. I still don't have, just so you guys know, I still don't have it, and I'm not wearing the suit.
Put on the sailor uniform.
No, I'm not putting
Put it on.
Put the hat, Hawkeye, Grist.
We are going outside to see a nice guest and want you your best.
We bought that for you for special occasions.
This is not a special. This is infiltration. It's not a special occasion.
Cute
But I will
little
get the
sailor.
hat.
Yeah. So as you guys gather your gear and come out, your landing pad comes down. You guys step out. It's very cold. Even though as you look out, you can see that there is grass. There's strangely deep, think like Jurassic fauna, like huge leaves, some weird coil things.
Okay.
It's cold. I wouldn't say frigid, but definitely where you're like, yeah, if I'm not moving, I'm definitely going to get like some freezing. So know that there may be some things that happen with that.
And you said fauna, but you meant flora, right?
Flora,
it's not critters.
yes.
It's but
there's
I wanted to be
down there.
clear because otherwise
This
that's
magma lava issue here.
So yes,
No, it's important because if they
Yeah.
look like creatures
Right.
and turn out to be plants, there's some fear in that.
You're right. Sorry, there is fauna. There is, flora, but there is also fauna. You do see
There's some big gaps.
And they are large as well, other
Yes.
than the flying things
yeah.
in the
So
air.
the flying mantis is like think like a manta ray, just like woo, like sailing in the sky, not in the sea. You do see again like this is a pretty wild area, are mostly maintained, but the trees seem pretty wild and ancient. You can easily see there looks like. Think of like a monkey that has like lizard eyes going left and right and like webbed like squirrel websuit wings.
Oh.
These are strange creatures.
Locke, are you going to lead this or do you want me to?
As you guys step out, do you step forward?
I'm ready to go, yeah.
Yeah, but I
Right.
need to talk
And-
with them. Who's
Yeah.
talking?
You see
The,
what looks
the,
like
the arrangement that we've made through the Black Sun, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that we are sport hunting. We're on a safari here to presumably enjoy some violence on the low value prisoners. Now, I don't know how that's going to equate to them bringing us to this Dr. Jean, but we might need to bring a few extra credits along for some bribery along the way.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Grab the chit.
Yeah.
So essentially, as you're coming down, you see this. You're guessing is a younger-looking human. His skin is very like leathery and tanned. Imagine like if you've been like snowboarding, and you're like, hey, you're going to get the same type of tan as Surfer tans. He has a few like cuts across his face, but he definitely looks older than his years as he approaches. You must be our new landing ship for our safari is what I'm picking up on your ship records. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Sergeant. People just call me that. It's too hard to remember names.
Oh, not. I'll hoist my blaster rifle with one hand. I'll reach the other hand out and shake it.
Lock. Locke, you know this from weapons just because of your own ability to jury rig and things like that. He's taken an Imperial blaster and modified it. Oh. He's essentially like welded two of them and given it two blasters up the front, so he has like a twin turbine cannon.
Oh, wow. So I will sort of admire that non-discreetly as we're shaking hands.
So, how many crew? I was heard there was about 4 of you coming out.
There's only three. There's only 3 of us.
Well, you plus.
Yeah, we have another one. He'll probably be recalibrating the ship sensors. We got a little banged up coming in through the Atmo there.
Oh yeah, terrible thing. Helps keeps all of these filthy animals in here before getting out. So, we'll bring you over to your guide. It's a pleasure, of course. We appreciate your donation to help in keeping the business strong.
My pleasure.
Now, as far as rules go, I'm assuming the guide will tell us that, or can we ask you?
Oh, of course. I can answer some, as he's like, kind of like, you can notice that he seems to be eyeing like all of your equipment and stuff, just kind of like seeing what you got.
Yeah.
Looks like you guys, from what my little data pad says, is he like, looks it out, you guys got the premium package, is what it looks like.
That's the way we roll.
So gross.
Your kills are what you are. You're allowed to bring back one body. That's what it has. So he's gonna give you. He holds like two little circlets. He's like, these are your tags. So you can bring back. You
can tag.
You can tag them. Like
how many can we kill?
You can kill what are known as the white criminals, being that they're white tagged. They're the ones wearing the white sleeve shirts. You have an unlimited kill of those. Don't worry. Not a problem with that. Magenta, you can kill up to 5, and you're allowed, as again part of the premium package, you can get one orange shirt kill.
One orange. Is that the highest? Is orange?
Yep, that's our worst of the worst.
Okay, and if we want, like, for example, I've always had an inclination for, chopping off that nasty little proboscis that's on the Ithorians, so that they call a headstock. Can we kind of pick our targets, or we just kind of go out and see what we find?
Well, so essentially what's going to happen is your guide he's like, if you'll follow me, we can, I'm assuming Grist has made it up here by this point. Yeah. He'll like walk with you as he's like, hey, like get into this essentially like lift, as you can see that, you've ever been to like the airport terminals have the other ones where you can like sit and look out, and he's going to drive you. As he's kind of driving, he's like, so he's leading you like through this area out into kind of the wilderness. We're going to go meet your safari guide, Farah. Great Duros. She knows how to handle things. So essentially, anybody in these white sleeve shirts, go crazy. They're a dime a dozen. These other ones though, these are our kind of big ones. We're here to get you.
We gotta fit in somehow. So
these experiences, you're here for the experience, and don't worry, you're gonna get to feel like what it's really like in the underworld. I appreciate the what do they call it when people cosplay that you're all wearing. Really gets people into it. If you didn't, I was going to offer you to the shop. We have some good, gear for it.
Get this whole thing, well-oiled machine.
It's a well-oiled machine. Exactly. See, he gets it. You guys got some good, heavy personal equipment. That's going to handle well. So, again, we try to handle this. Targets are kill on site, however you want to do it. If you want to take that Ithorian stock, that's what the secondary tag's for, if you want to claim a trophy. But you get one body for stuffing and mounting, doing whatever you want.
And we only can take the one body.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. That being said, I also just want you to know, you guys probably signed up for this or the fine print. I just got to do it legally. It's part of it. Guys, any type of maiming, misrememberment, loss of limbs, life, or like spirituality is all part of the course. You can't, sue the Galactic Union for any losses or finding of life. This is just how this is going to be. Go out there, have fun, shoot straight or not, let them suffer. It's your point. Just don't damage the primary structures. Anything you can see that has the nice sigil of your, great Galactic Union. Keep the marks off that. If you see him defacing it, go right ahead. That's not really a punishable offense because we're tired of dealing with it. But go right ahead for it. I'm not going to count you against that. Yeah. Is there any other questions, concerns? Just giving you the fair heads up, I would give you, they're going to talk to you about, oh no, they've been traumatized and they're disenfranchised people. Don't listen to it. If they approach your vehicle, don't let them get within arm reach. That's your own loss. I'm just telling you for safety concerns.
So is there like a time limit, or is it sort of like all you can eat?
They tend to go for at least 24 hours. That's what the premium package gets. You guys can camp out either back here in the base where you feel safe and watch from, a nice controlled temperature, or if you really want to feel like there are some hidey holes we know they tried to escape through, and we told them we, thermited it out, but you can just hide in some of those cases. And if you want to pay your person a little extra, maybe we can throw you in one of the cells if you really want to hide in there, get the real experience being like I was a lowlife.
So if anyone notices when Locke says, or is this like all you can eat, Grist is visibly looking ill.
You guys, as you're driving, I just want you to understand exactly how this is. You see that hey, as you leave, you enter this kind of open area. It is you're on a part of a planet. This place is huge. You're in the wilderness. Imagine if you're just in the forest, right? It's mostly open area. There are some very large trees, some mountainous hills that have been tunneled out because of clearly a tree falling down, snow covering it. It mixtures between this deep, lush forest and this hard ice, and you just see people wearing these strange ratty brown uniforms with white sleeves, and they're just tilling the fields. They have little small skinned animal huts that they have set up that they're we're they look like normal people. The only thing that really identifies is, besides their equipment, is that they have some type of large manacles against them, the mag locks. Yeah, they seem to be doing okay, and then periodically as you're oh, this doesn't seem bad, and then you just hear a siren go off, and you see two guys stabbing another guy and dragging him into the brush. And you're yeah, he's see, I told you. That's what happens.
Locke is playing all into it, being obviously a little more overtly aggressive than he normally is, just to sort of sell the idea that we're here for pleasure and not business.
So they just roam free? This doesn't really seem like a prison.
Oh, well, we do have hard cell locks that are for the ones who need isolation and confinement because they don't play well with others. As you're looking at the guy whose feet are hanging out and the blood's beginning to pull under the grass, he's that's they're doing well. That's only one this week, so they're on the up and up.
First one in the last 10 minutes.
So I'm mostly looking at the floor, but yeah. I'm gonna look up to him and say, so what type of criminal what type of inmate would end up in, say, an orange jumper? I mean, if we're going to pick our target, our best. Oh, and I again look pretty ill as I'm saying, our best target.
Yeah, your best trophy. Yeah, I get you.
What type of people would be oranges? What type of people would be magenta?
Orange, you're looking at.
Are the whites jaywalkers?
No. Actually, it's a great question. So we'll start at the worst because it's best to start at the bottom. Orange are just absolute filth. They have no sense of any type of intelligence and sentience. They may think and talk and look just like you and me, but they're absolutely monstrous individuals. Terrible things. People who have destroyed space stations, caused some type of galactic problem. They're just really menaces. Think of people who've performed aberrant experiments. Just real dark things about the galaxy, the real spaces between the stars, if you know what I'm talking about.
So, like rapists and murderers?
Oh no, that's your white stole. That's normal.
That's your average everyday crime.
That's your average everyday crime.
It doesn't rise to the level of orange.
That doesn't rise to a level of magenta or orange.
Okay.
Or like I said, what I'm trying to say is let me think of who was just hunted recently. So Blork, right? So terrible individual. Yeah, he just loved skinning Wookiees, right? It was a real problem. But see, that was the start. That's what got him here. But he elevated when, he tried to break out and shot down some transport ships. That elevated him up to a magenta. And then he got orange when, he really just decided that some of those like new expansionary zones we were making, if he just took all of our detonators and decided to pickpocket those into cellmates who were sleeping. So just think of people who have real problems and just understand that they're irredeemable. Magentas are people who have made mistakes, and the people in the white sleeves, well, like what you described, those are pretty bad people, or they're just the unlucky souls who were born here. So,
Wait.
When you say born here,
yeah. What do you think when you have like a population of like 1 trillion people? What do you think they do?
so
You see, Grist, when one prisoner loves another very much.
no, I
think I get it. I definitely think I get it.
Yeah, they're going to tell you, like, those are the ones who are going to make you feel like bleeding hearts, because they're going to tell you, oh no, like, I was just born to the criminal life.
wait. We're gonna talk to him first.
Oh no, they're going to try to talk to you, because that's what they do. So, again, one of our Magentas, he thought he was being smart. He stabbed one of the other Safari members, and then tried to wear his clothes, but it's really obvious, when there's blood over your outfit, that you're probably not one of the people who's supposed to be here.
I am like trying to be sneaky, but I am checking my sleeves to make sure I have no white, no orange, and no magenta on any of my
Yeah,
sleeves.
you guys got black and white sun symbols.
Well, if you had worn the suit, you know that you wouldn't have.
That's why I'm looking at it, because I'm wearing the harness.
You're wearing the black harness.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. You don't have sleeves.
Okay.
Note to self:
Don't worry,
Don't
just-
wear someone else's shirt.
Yeah, just stay with your Duros guide, Farah. She's great. She'll take care of you. And you're going to have a good time. Trust me, guys. It's well worth the price you paid. Go have fun. You're only helping this planet, right? That's the best way to think about it.
All right. Let's get our hunt on, Grist.
Yeah, Grist does not look good.
Get your heart into it. You'll enjoy it. Don't worry.
Take some shots. I'm just kidding.
You'll have a great time. Just
No, I'm sure I will. Yay! Let's go.
Yeah. Don't forget, Farah will offer you some great stuff. Trust me, I recommend her highly. She's got some great experiences. It's well worth the extra premium package. All right, guys, as he drops you off, you can see that you're at this smaller little outpost. Again, walls are very thick. They're not as tall, but you can see that there are, troopers and mounted turrets looking outside. You can see that there's a shield as the main gate, kind of powers down, and then the metal opens. You guys come in. There's a few, ATST walkers. There's
nice.
a few riot control walkers. There's an assortment of things from the Republic and the Imperial and the First Order that have been, recommissioned. And what you see is that wonderful little, again, that's that Galactic Republic walker, the six-legged walker with that main primary cannon out the hose at the front nose has been turned into essentially your safari bus.
Sarge, before you go, I was curious.
Yeah.
Not that we don't relish the chance to go, hunt.
Yeah.
But why don't you guys thin the herd, as it were?
Oh, we do.
Oh.
They just breed that quickly. I mean, we get new ones delivered every day. That's a whole different section of the planet. They get moved out. You don't understand. It's a real problem. Essentially, we're just a giant trash compactor.
Can I ask you one more question? Why does somebody end up, here as opposed to, down the road?
What do you mean down the road?
You said they get transported to different places.
Oh, different species, different locales.
You don't mix species?
No, we do mix some species because, again, the Galactic's, a giant melting pot. But what I'm trying to say is some species have real bad gang ties, right? And they don't do well together with others. As he looks kind of at the authority and he looks at that log, he's like, some people don't really play nicely with others. They have a little bit more violent tendencies. And so it's nice to put them in a different section because you don't want your gang, people fighting your, bank heist criminal person. You don't want, your military traitor to be housed with, your serial killer skinwalker. You just don't want these types of things. It creates a little bit of a problem.
To be impertinent, but wouldn't that fix all the problems?
Oh, if we let them go at each other? No, that's the thing is we're trying to stop it. It's we're trying to impose order. They just can't stop themselves.
No,
That's the problem.
I get Yay, let's go hunt.
Yeah,
Let
perfect.
it go,
See,
Grist.
you're getting it. See, the question is, he kind of like looks at you, and you finally realize that like behind his worn face, like he has these just like tragically dead fisheye eyes, where he's like, "You're getting it. You're finally getting it, boy. Go out and have fun." As he like turns his thing and like takes off, as your like gate closes, shield comes up, you just hear the turrets going off. That do 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 as they're all
What are
like,
they shooting at?
What do you think?
The space manta.
Oh.
nope.
No.
Those are AA guns. Those are do 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 do. These are men on like turret seats.
Oh, okay.
Shooting down from like the fence line
Damn.
that you just came into the building
Gotcha.
for. So
Okay.
outside, they're shooting somebody outside. Somebody.
When we were coming in, did I notice, are there open spaces that would be roughly equivalent to arcs of fire? Like there's nobody within 150 meters on a 180 rotation from the fence?
Ooh, I like that. I would say that is either. I would accept perception.
Would you accept warfare?
I would accept warfare. Absolutely. Good. Excellent.
I mean,
That would be-
perception's better, but I feel like
No,
warfare
warfare,
is
because I get what you're getting at. Warfare is the better one, and I will accept that. Warfare, this is 2 difficulty.
Okay.
Do you think you have any blues that would like
Not for
anything
this.
from like
no,
weapon use?
No, it's just
Okay.
me starting to wonder. Well, one advantage.
Okay. you feel like, again, from the things you've seen, you're like, there has to be some level of control, right? Like, because why wouldn't people just storm these buildings besides firepower?
But I'm guessing I don't really know. I may notice that there's areas that people don't go heavily, but there's
Yeah.
not like everybody stands outside this line.
Your road seem very uncontested as you've driven by it.
It's like suppressive fire.
Yeah. So you're imagining they have at least built some type of main roadways where they're like, hey, if you come through here, there will be problems. And so they tend to be like in their own sections in their own areas. All right. So you guys, before the guy left, he did direct you. You see this cool, walker. It's a nice like it's a nice like white, red with some black tinges on it. Walker,
Very
it
nice.
looks more like kind of like lava. As you see this like tall, slender Duros female, counting crates as things are being loaded into it. Easily for Jimothy, you can see that there is high yield explosives on those cannons. These are ammo crates, not a hard problem. That's who you
File
were
that away.
directed to.
So Locke kind of walks forward, admiring the vehicle, and sort of openly whistles in admiration, like, that's some nice hardware. And walks over towards the woman loading crates. Duros, is she?
Yep.
She's the Cad Bane people.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the Cad Bane.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
cool. So I'll walk over there
looking
and
her
just...
Can you give us your Cad Bane voice? Like,
That like weird double.
We're
no,
saving
I
that. We're saving that for...
when you meet Cad Bane, and he's
Yeah.
like,
I
he's
can't-
like a
you will.
90-year-old man.
This is so. As you approach,
No, it's a son of Cad Bane.
you can see this Duros woman turns around. She, they have that like bulbous kind of like clear, not clear, like bald head. She has this grayer kind of skin with these like deep red eyes that have these like nice orange highlight, like iris cut pupils that like pulse beep eyes. As she turns, she talks to you in Duros that baby. As she begins to talk, she's like, "Oh, pardon me. I am Farah. You must be the Safari Premium group that just landed."
That we are, Farah. I am Locke. This is my friends, Grist, Victus, and Jimothy.
She's also wearing this kind of mesh outfit, but she only has like a couple of bandoliers with just a few blaster clips. You can see she has a few grenades around like the side of her waist. She's carrying definitely like a higher end slug thrower that looks like some type of rifle. I'm just loading up the equipment and we will be ready to go. It's going to be a pleasure to be here. Is your team ready? If you'd like to get aboard the ATTE, will be great.
Is there like a door open already?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So again,
with the
like
ladder or
it's-
something. Like,
Yeah, it's
did I
that.
miss that? I'm sorry.
It's that kind of like fat little like bug
Yeah,
walker.
Okay.
Gonna look
Oh, an
that up,
ATET.
too.
Yeah, an ATET. Thank you.
All-terrain. Wait,
Yeah.
all-terrain. Oh, I used to know
It's
this.
the all-terrain tactical enforcer.
Yes, ATTE, not ET.
Yeah.
God damn it! I failed as a nerd.
An
It's
eight.
all right.
did.
Even
I
I
had to
was
use that
struggling.
twice.
Yeah, ATTE, the All-Terrain Tactical Enforcer.
Yeah.
Essentially, you guys are going to be riding
So
what
it's
is
an
the
AT-T.
Yep, an AT-T.
An AT-E.
It kind of
As the
squats down.
non-millennials
There is
would
like a
call it.
ladder to climb up to get into it. It has a crane to like help pick up and load its ammunition. You can see it's been retrofitted, that there is like more places to sit. It doesn't need
it's
as much
kinda
tactical
cute.
gear. As a person who used to live in Sandcrawlers, this may interest you.
It does.
Bless you, bless you.
Only 300,000 credits.
Yep. As you guys are getting into this, she's just kind of going
Not a lot
over
of
the thing.
jetpacks
Hey,
for
you
that.
know, you guys got a 24-hour stay. This is going to be a great time. We're going to be taking you into the northern region, into the deeper section. I saw that you have a premium 1 tag. If you're looking for any type of list, we can throw up our orange list, and you can pick from there, and we can try to hunt them for the day.
Yeah, that would be great. We'd love to see the
Excellent.
orange list.
Of course. You know, other things I recommend is before we leave the outbase, if you need any type of ammunition, if you'd like to try to buy one of the ATSTs to walk around in, we can offer that. If you'd like to fire this gun, that's going to cost some extra credit as
It's
well. I
like,
don't
like
want-
Vegas.
Right. Now, let's go ahead and get a quote on one of those, Grist, whenever you get a spare moment.
I don't know. Ask her.
Oh, are you interested in the ATST the Huntin' Bomb? It's an excellent course. We'll take you through a nice target-rich environment to really plan out those. If you want the deluxe package of that, it's a little extra.
I think we're good on that option.
We're considering for a future visit. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, if you have a wonderful time and survive, we hope to see you back.
We're just taking notes and brochures.
Wait.
so-
Wait. When you say "and survive," I thought you were taking us and you were really good at your job.
Oh, I'm very good at my job. That being said, some of these people are, well, they're slippery little fellas, and they'll try to get in at night and slit people's throats. But that's what I'm here to help stop. Don't worry, the premium package has some other alternatives. As you see, she like taps one of the boxes. We have some extra defenses to help keep that away. So don't worry. I'm just saying, if you go out and hunt, because part of your experience is getting up face to face with them, if you die in combat, you know, it's not my job to help you. It's my job to escort you. Very different. I can't interfere with your hunt.
So I'm going to look directly at Locke and I'm going to go, you know, if there's something you specifically would like to do, why don't you ask Farah and I'll discuss the cost. Is there anything you? I mean, it's your trip. We're all just here coming along with you.
Well, you know,
And while he's doing that, I am really hardcore. going
Locke,
through
this
the
is a
orange
hell of a
list.
bachelor party.
Give me, Chris, as you are searching through, I would accept this is a computer
Love it.
check as you're trying to quick find.
Jimothy, come over. Okay, help me with this. We got to go through this quick while they're talking. Well,
Okay.
he's talking to Farah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just try to keep her busy talking like specs on the. I'll be like, yeah, are those explosives the Z77s? Because like you know,
Jimothy's head swivels when you say explosive. It's very distracting.
Focus.
My eyes are up here.
If you want to give me a coercion, or not a coercion, a charm check, as your
Jimothy
or,
was
I would accept charm
adjusting
or
the
warfare.
bandolier.
Yeah, exactly.
like bam bam. It's like
What are we rolling for the computer?
For computer, you guys are rolling a 2 difficulty. You are, because are you looking? Who are you looking for?
Genos.
Genos. Are you looking for anyone else?
Well, I'll scour names if anything clicks to me.
We don't have the names
Am
of
I
the people.
doing the roll, or are you doing
You're doing the
But
roll.
I'm
did
doing
we
roll.
not have the
These
location? The,
You do
the
have the
approximation.
location.
Okay.
We know he's in the
Or their
north. We
cells.
don't know
Yes.
more
No,
than
they're in
that.
But
the
I'm
north
saying for your
quadrant,
bonus
and then those
Right,
are
but
the
how far?
excellent.
Right, do we?
Okay.
So we don't have the locations of our bonus
You,
targets.
you do have the location. They are in the white armed section.
Okay.
Which you will be passing through. So 2 difficulty, add a blue because you do know who you are looking for.
All right.
And then, Locke, can you give me either a warfare or a charm, as you were just
Ugh.
trying to distract
Not very charming.
this individual?
Is,
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Is Farah talking to him? Is that the distraction? Okay.
He's like, tell me about your armament.
While that's
Yeah.
going on, because I'm reasonably sure that Locke can take care of this, I'm going to grab the camera droid from the back. I'm going to go to the tumor, and I'm going to see if I can pull up a list of all the primary targets. Basically, it's what do I get?
Yeah, what do you
We still don't know what's going to work with this.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's start with
I
Jim.
got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Ooh.
Could I perhaps use the advantage to find the location of one of the other bonus kills?
You absolutely can.
Bonus kill.
Excellently worded.
Multi.
Come on, guys, I gotta get that secondary objective. Daddy needs XP and credits.
Headshot.
So, yes, you are able to find where Dr. Genos Hilrich is. The thing that's interesting, I'll give you this for it. Dr. Genos is in the north sector known as the lab.
Oh.
Oh no.
A
That's
quick
nefarious.
search of his name gives you kind of where he's at. He, from this data, was given quote-unquote redacted special privileges. That's the bit you know. From the sounds of it, the quick side note is you kind of like click the like, hey, like informer's note. He seems to be serving his time here well and has found a
An
way...
exemplary prisoner.
He's an exemplary prisoner who has learned to work with the system in maintaining order.
Sus.
That is what you have found. And for your secondary, you do know that one of these 3 targets, they are all white arm targets, as you kind of quickly guessed. They're going to be from your plan as you're kind of like seeing what the premium route takes you for. Yeah, man, you're going to pass right through their little village. So, somewhere in there, you got to go hunt 3 people as you just kind of pull up into town like an Old West. I'm glad we can all laugh about this. You're hunting people. You're sick.
So wait. Do we still have, or am I thinking Shadowrun, do we still have comm units that we can talk to each other and
Yes.
not...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And they don't, like, blare out to everyone else?
No,
Well,
you have,
do the
as long
prisoners
as you're
have
within
communists?
certain range, you can talk. You
Okay.
can't be like on ship, off planet.
Right,
talking.
no,
That's too
but I mean,
far.
in this
Yeah,
cockpit,
Like,
all right.
can the guards hear us? And
No, because your own thing is on its own wavelength.
All right, so I'm going to click into open, and I'm going to, hey, Locke, Victus, we just found out where the targets are. What do you guys think about renting the big gun and shooting off some ammo so we don't have to get out and hunt them? We can just blow them all away in one shot.
What about collateral damage?
What's collateral?
Well, I mean, are we assuming that they're just alone where we blow them up?
You guys tell me to lean into this and just go with it, and he's telling
never
us blow
said-
anyone that we want.
I never said be a mass murderer.
Jim vote for blow up is bigger explosion.
Like, Locke is busy right now talking to...
Right,
Yeah,
and obviously
well,
not responding.
Essentially,
Yeah.
you're talking about like equipment. She's like, "Oh yeah, those are thermo rounds with phosphorus like nitrate. They'll burn for days."
If you think
Sounds
that's the best
lovely.
way.
When they open
with
up,
it.
it starts with an ion blast, dismembering all chance of communication.
And how much more
they
for these ones?
Oh, these are a nice premium. If you
don't
buy
think
these
it's the
two,
right
you're going to
choice.
get 500 credits back.
What is?
as a rebate?
I think picking just the 3 of them off is the right choice, but you said lean into it, so what the hell am I doing?
When did we say lean into it?
Locke said lean into it.
I mean, on the surface.
Right. Act. You ever acted before?
part
I
of
know
the
you've
act.
acted before.
No, the surface of these explosives. I apologize. I was...
Nice.
I imagine like you
Oh,
guys
that
were
was
like
good.
outside, like looking at the ammo crates. And she's like, "Follow me to our larger cannons. Now this is the high beam rail cannon.
Oh.
Now this one's used for special cases.
Oh, that's mighty impressive.
Jimothy, you got it yet?
this ATST.
Okay. All right. So we know where that is. So at this point,
Mm-hmm.
even though I've been talking, I've been futzing with the back. Have I had any success getting any of the names out of that?
So for this,
Out of the tumor.
yeah, essentially as you're going through, there's a lot of data to process. But what you do see is you don't see anyone sharing your hunt's same name.
Good.
You actually are surprised there's not as much that did share similar names.
Okay.
However, there are at least 3 other hunters here.
That was the second thing. Thank you. So the second thing I wanted to know is, who are they hunting?
2 of
And
them,
do I actually have access to all that information?
you have a bit of an access, because again, this is a bit hard because you
Yep.
only
It's more like
got
finding
what
the
was
needle in
sent
the haystack.
before you guys came to Belsavis. So there's not new updates. This data could have changed. People could be sharing similar targets now. You essentially got like an out-of-date telephone list.
So guys, I just want you to hear this. I'm getting in here. There's potentially 3 other bounty hunter teams here on planet.
The one that, is of course your big concern is Treya is on this planet. She is the female Ratataki hunter. She is the one who's ready to fight anybody for any time and any reason.
Is the Ratataki like the mantis people?
The Ratataki are bald, white humanoid people who tend to have
Assage
like tattoo,
Ventress?
Assage Ventress.
Yes, yeah,
Yep,
thank
perfect.
you.
So I'll
They
let
are-
you guys
they
know
are
Atreya's
like
deer.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
nice.
they are Iridonian but more violent.
So, Farrah, do you often run like simultaneous?
Hunts.
What do they call them?
Safaris.
Safaris. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
is this just so we would know to be able on the lookout for any other customers of yours? Do you have anyone that might already be in here that we should avoid?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, of course. There are many hunts going at any given time. The
Good to know,
amount
good
of
to know.
funding to maintain such an establishment requires quite a bit of resources.
Do they each have their own vehicles, or was this just specific to the premium package here?
The premium package is for an independent transport. Others can go in a caravan. Others can buy, of course, different runs. We do have specials going some days. We have, what is known as the Great Flight, which is when your starships can do strafing runs.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Yep. So we should be going a little bit off course, and I get to help guide you to your specific hunt once you feel like the one that you find and pick is wanted, and then we'll get you there. But otherwise, there's just kind of a generic course they'll walk through. Casualties are mostly to a low end on that sort because there's a bigger numerical value.
Great,
but
great.
anytime the caravan comes by, they just get so eager and they like to try to gather some resources and ammunition.
Well, if you happen to see anyone from the pilot seat, a few extra credits in for you if you point them out like
if there's anyone
like a
you're
tour
looking
guide.
out for,
No
like-
offense.
Like, are you
Lock,
asking
listen
for
up.
prisoners? Are you asking for?
We've got the position. You need to go to Sector 19. We want to hunt a white area in Sector 19. We found the 3 that we're supposed to get. Ask her about getting us there. We're still working on Genos.
Okay, so let me just randomly select a sector here that might. sound
Yeah, she has like this big map. You can actually see as she like pulls up because again, you've probably gone to like the main compound because now she's showing you the vehicle.
Yeah.
She's showing like, hey, if you want to buy certain firearms, here's what's here. And so there's like the big center. Like think of like a Jurassic Park map. Like
Right,
boom, like lifts up. She's like, so this is the northern sector.
So I'll just kind of meander between a few sectors,
flip.
and then I'll just like kind of pause on sector 19. So how's the fishing in these waters?
Oh, excellent. They just had a good season. They're quite full. They've been causing a few bit of disturbances. We do actually have one hunter already over there if you were looking to try to
Find out who.
something.
Find out who.
Take a deep breath. Try not to get ahead of myself.
But it's still good hunting just because there's one there. Remember, these are very large populations, so chances are you probably won't run into each other. And if you do, well, I mean, you're both here to have fun, right? Like, there's not really anything that must be worried about.
No, I'm not worried. Just interested.
of course.
What other kind of hunter would be here? Is it a competition? Would there be any hard feelings if I were to get the jump on him and or her or it or?
Yeah, one of the hunter who comes here frequently. Normally, we don't talk about other people's private business. Of course, some people consider this unsavory, but that's for the less educated. But the one we have here is quite a regular. She tends to come in to work off some stress and help keep order in the team. This wonderful Ratataki woman by the name of Treya enjoys subduing units. She said she came here for a big mission, and of course, we love helping her out. She's done a lot of good work for us.
Oh yeah, no.
So she's just earning up some extra credits, she said, and we're happy to support her.
Well, maybe we'll have the opportunity to spice up her visit a little bit. by
I will
showing
tell
up
you
in
this, she
thing.
is quite a show to see. She does some wonderful work. If you're looking to look at a hand-to-hand combat, she works mastery.
like close and personal.
But definitely if she's in the middle of a melee, you don't want to be within arm's reach.
So I'm going to turn the camera droid away from me. Okay? And is there a driver or drivers?
Nope, it
It's
seems to be a
just-
single seat.
So when you say single seat, is there a single driver?
Yeah. So there's a single, driver seat, which is essentially Farrah's position. You can see that.
Where is she talking to Locke? From that position?
She went down to the command. She's not even on.
So we're on autopilot or we're not moving?
You're not
not
moving.
moving,
You're
yeah.
still
All
having
right.
left.
So knowing that she's down there, Locke on me when you're coming back up. I am going to start scavenging through the whole thing. What I am looking for is a white sleeve shirt or more, possibly an orange sleeve, and possibly a magenta sleeve shirt.
You are
just gonna end it now, huh?
You're looking for slave gear.
I am looking to see if there happen to be any on here.
Give me... what would we think this would be?
It's sort of like a microtransaction thing, so they probably have a lot of locked cases and stuff
sure.
until you unlock them with money.
I would
That's
say
my
it would be
guess.
some type of perception check.
You want the visceral experience. You want this crate. This will give you the gear to go blend right in.
You're looking for 3 difficulty because you're trying to check through multiple crates and locked closets. This place isn't left unlocked.
Right, absolutely. Damn it. Well, something's going off. I have 1 failure and 2 threat.
So essentially, as you guys are talking, Locke, you see this. This is her, her already like opened eyes open like even wider. And you realize as it does, you're like, oh, I thought her eyes were smaller because she has these black rings around them. No, she's just like soulless as well. She opens her eyes and she's like, looks like there's a rat in the system. Pardon me as a second. She's like loads up her rifle and begins to walk.
Does that
out.
happen often, or is this something we should
Look,
be
it's
concerned
me.
about?
It's me.
There's
I'm
nothing to
in
worry
here.
about. It just means they found a hole and we're going to have to clog it up. So pardon me. Don't mind the screams. That just means I didn't get the accurate shot the first time.
Okay,
So
yeah, well,
I am
do what you gotta do.
standing, just kind of looking down the way that I know she's coming, and I'm pointing at this. Tell me when she's in sight.
So essentially, like, you hear her, like, coming up, and she's, like, you hear her, like, because, again, she's talking to that, like, nee, way, hey. It's just, like, all of a sudden it gets a little bit louder, and you can translate Duros, because it's a fairly common. And she's like, get out, you filthy rat. Stop scurrying around for scrumptious
Sarah?
bites.
Hello. So I was in the carts here, and it looks like this is not the area for food. This thing has been buzzing now for a few seconds.
Oh, as you see her kind of, like, walk up, like, this, like, kind of, like, ladder, you see, like, a first...
And I'm pointing at it.
Yeah, you have a barrel of this, like, long slug thrower, and you know it because you can see it's this, like, perforated, front muzzle, long, thin barrel. It's definitely some type of elephant rifle, like what we would equate to. And it's because, like, she's sitting there, and it enters a few seconds before she does. And she's just like... See, that's a great way to lose your life. Exactly what I talked about. I was worried that one of them came here and took you hostage. Happens sometime. Don't worry, I would have shot clean through. It would have been fine. This thing's meant for larger distances. All right,
So
just
I'm sorry. I was hungry. I just assumed
Understood.
that this would be a snack area.
understandable. No, we got food. As she like taps one of the top drawers, like boom.
Oh, it's
drops
the
down.
top one.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
and I pushed the box that I had out in and closed the cabinet.
Yep. No problems. We're just going to run a quick systems check and we'll be getting out of here shortly. All right. Is everyone ready to go for this fun time? Is there any final questions?
No.
All right.
Sounds good.
You can see that there's like 4 bunks easily made on each side. You can see where there would be multiple seats, that this used to probably take more people to pilot. They have put like the heads of little R2 units and other droids to kind of like automate it and run it. So if you guys are ready, you guys will start your safari.
So, Farah, I'm curious, because, I mean, conservation of components and such, when we do our hunt, when we go have our fun, what happens to the clothing? Like, I mean, for example, if just as a thought, if I was, say, I don't know, magenta level, and I noticed a whole bunch of whites went down, and then I run over and grab a white shirt and change it out for the magenta shirt. I mean, so what do we do when we're having fun and we
I'm
take
sorry
things
he
down?
asked so many questions.
No, it's quite all right. We're always interested. Like, she's walking. You can just hear it's kind of swaying. You guys are going deeper. It begins to, like, clear out of the ice and trees. You can actually see a large, like, crevasse that leads to this lava leading over, and she's just kind of like walking across as this thing's going, heading deeper to your designated area, your first one, where Treya's at, and your target, your secondary. So that's a very great question. A lot of these individuals like to try to murder up, is what we call it. They try to do it. And now, see, the interesting thing is they can get away with it for a bit, but all of them have an implant chip at birth. For those ones, for the new ones who come in, it's part of the screening process. For those who are unregistered births, also end up in the white, who don't get, chitted at the beginning. That's why they're such an easy hunting target. So I recommend if you kill it, you can keep it. Otherwise, don't worry. Really, these problems tend to sort themselves out.
Oh, all right.
You keep what you kill.
I mean,
Victus, what's wrong?
Locke has expressed before that he's very precise on missions, and he prefers to only secure the objective and no collateral damage, because the way the bounty hunters see it is collateral damage, is more risk.
Could
It makes
encroach
you
on other
Yeah,
hunts?
it makes you a less hireable or less. Granted, usually bounties are just posted to whoever can take it, but for certain jobs that makes you less of a choice.
So, Locke, on the way over, you were talking about the one shot, one kill idea. Are we still as a group going with that? And we're trying to take each thing we take down with a single shot.
While you guys are having
And
this
no collateral
conversation,
damage.
I'm gonna flip a black token.
Oh yeah.
I gotta help you guys. I gotta give you some feeling of safety. As you're having this, you guys have been traveling for a couple minutes, closing up to an hour. And as she's talking, she's like answering these questions, listening to you talk, and she's like, "Oh, look it, they're already coming up to us." And you hear her like hop on the mic. Maintain distance from the vehicle, or you will be maintained. So do you guys want to hunt these ones first, or do you just want me to handle this?
So are these ones like actively attacking the vehicle?
No, do you want to come up to the front and see what they're doing?
Yeah. If I can't see out the cockpit from where I'm at, I definitely.
I'm going to walk up.
As you guys come out, because you can walk out, there is like a nice little like walking rim around this thing.
Oh, a veranda.
Yeah, there's a nice little veranda around this
that's
as well.
cool, yeah.
As you come out, you
Cruise
can
deck.
see that this road is well maintained. There, you see off into the distance. It's hard, but you can make out 3 figures. One of them looks smaller, and then the other 2 look fairly adult sized. They are kind of running towards. They have their hands up as they're like waving, and she's over the mic being like, "Stop your presence, or you will be maintained."
Suicide by @T.
Do you guys, and so you kind of hear her switch to like
Maybe that's
low
what they're
comms.
doing.
Hey, so do you guys want to take these ones first? If they don't stop, they're open game.
I'm looking right at Locke.
I think we have we don't want to dirty our palate with some undeserving. I think we have very specific hunts in mind. We appreciate it though.
We're here for a little tougher game than this.
This is just sad.
Yeah, and as you guys kind of said that, she's like, "I understood," and she just keeps walking forward. It's never stopped. It's just dum, 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 dum. And then she's like, "Understood," and then all of a sudden you hear the like wind up and do 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 of the front blasters going off. Not the heavy cannon, but the front blasters going off. You see it doom 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 flowing towards them. And after a while,
Great Hunt, baby.
you don't hear it. You don't hear their screams. You just see the dirt kick up. And then there's just these craters of blast marks.
They should have never ran over here.
That's your answer to this? They should have not run here? What if they were running from
Victim
something
blaming.
worse?
Good job, guys.
They should have known what we were
didn't
doing and
engage.
just
But,
not
I mean,
avoid them.
right, so-
Avoid us. I mean,
Basically, this is not a prison. So at prison, something's going on.
it's a
this
death
is
camp.
not a prison.
Yeah.
That is
Welcome to Star Wars Death Camps.
that is true. Let's just get through the job, Grist.
No, I'm right there with you.
This is worse than anything the Empire ever did. Just saying. The Empire blew up planets, but that's not as bad as this.
Victus is having he's like, I kind of agree with the Empire.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm feeling like a pretty good guy right
This
now.
is the GU doing this. Just saying.
This is what happens when people have freedoms.
Right.
So as it continues on, you can just see smoking craters. There's nothing left.
Jimothy, keep an
at least
eye
it was
up.
quick.
When we get close to Sector 19, let us know.
On it.
You are heading there because you did
on it.
ask to go kind of check out this hunting area to get your white token hunts in.
Well, and we want to see like a pro at work here.
Yep.
Kind of take notes.
Yeah, as you guys kind of crest over this hill and you begin to become working down into a valley, you see what looks much more like a town. You know how there's always those dirt abodes and tattooing and stuff like that. It's a lot more like this. These people have built a community. Ever present that you have noticed, there's always some type of wall that you can see off in the distance. There's always something marking, whether it be starships, transport, something in the sky indicating that there's an ever-present force netting the sky so that they could never try to escape fuels. As you come down, you can see off in the distance these white adobe houses built, and it looks to be like a fairly sized town. You can see people with wagons and carts. You see nerfs. You see some other dewbacks and stuff around. There's some wildlife around here that have been domesticated. Yeah. And as you guys kind of walk, she's like, "Oh, stop it here." As she like stops it. If you'd like to walk out, you can go right into town. I'll keep an eye as she like, latches down and begins to like, you hear the things as the legs like wedge in and the cannon begins to like aim. And then she kind of like begins pulling out her slug thrower.
Do we see anything obvious, like a bunch of the prisoners run up the ladder, the rolly ladder?
There's since that you haven't seen anyone coming up.
So how are we getting off this?
Oh, there is a ladder to hop down. You can easily get off this vehicle. Essentially, what she did, she stopped you at the top of this ridge, and she's like, "You can walk down. It's about like a 5-mile walk." I'm not getting into town because that's what's going to cause problems, but I am here. If you guys shoot up a flare, I'm going to aim right for it.
Anyone have a flare?
She has a flare gun.
Yeah, they come with the premium package.
Yeah, part of course.
She holds it up, doesn't give it to us, just holds it up.
She gives
Okay.
I hold up a grenade.
That's not a flare.
Just remember there are fellow hunters in there, so be safe.
Okay.
Well, do you have any advice on how we can see Treya at work here?
What I'm just going to tell you this is follow the sounds of breaking bones. That's what's going to get you there.
So Victus is physically like, I'm flexing my hands at this, like this whole time. This has been like, I don't know, like I don't want to be here. I don't like being here. I don't like seeing any of this happen. Is very reminiscent of my
exactly.
adolescence. So I'm walking off the ramp, just steaming.
Hey, Farah, how do we identify other hunters? I mean, are they wearing like orange vests or something like that?
Nope. Other hunters are going to be the ones with the guns. If you
okay.
see people with white sleeves as guns, absolutely, that's not even going to be part of the charge. I mean, you have as much as you want on the white sleeves, but normally that would have some type of...
All right, now I'm checking everyone else to see if anyone else is wearing a white, magenta, or orange sleeve. I didn't think about that.
No, mine are brown.
No. All right, good.
Black.
Good.
Black.
All black. Black on
Yeah.
black.
Black sun represent.
So yeah, I'm just walking into town. Like as she was talking, I have something very specific in mind I'm looking for, but I'm gonna wait until we get there.
Okay, dig it. All right, so as you guys make your way down, are any of you else doing anything, or are you just like, hey, we got our gear, we're going?
I am totally prepared. I that's the wrong word. I am totally focused is what I meant to say. I am looking left, looking right.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is definitely like higher stakes than most of Locke's hunts have been, and so he's a little on edge, but sort of trying to hide it and maintain confidence for the team.
Totally. All right. As you guys make your way in, you can see as you're coming down, there are people, and these make up humans. They make up Wookiees. They make up Rhodians, Deveronians, Twi'leks. There is a plethora of different people, and as they kind of like notice you with weapons, they're all kind of like
Lock, based
and they
on
kind
what
of like
we were
move
given,
in to their houses as they
they're
try
everywhere.
to like,
How are we going
And
to
they
pick
have
the right
this
ones?
colored
they have the
sleeves.
white sleeves. Because they're like, oh shit, someone's here, and they kind of like close doors.
I mean, I'm there with Victus. I don't want to go
So,
shooting every
right,
Rhodian.
So Locke's approach to this is like I have 2 intimidation talents. Like I have fearsome countenance and I have intimidating. So I'm like literally trying to intimidate any poor soul that might want to or might be desperate enough to mess with us. Please just do not. Just do not test this.
All right,
group.
so
that's what I'm walking around with a very intimidating, fearsome.
I'm thinking we don't just wander in.
attitude.
I think we go in a triangle, lock you at the lead. I'll take back, and the 2 of you at sides. I don't think
And
we...
so in
Like a,
we don't let anyone even out on us.
in our original surveillance, did we understand? Like I, at the time, because I didn't understand that this is what it would be like at all. I thought we had like cell numbers on these extra targets.
You can target those.
But-
these ones were given to you, so the white ones. That's your team did look those up.
I would like to flip a white token to black, and
get
I
so
would
many
like to
tokens.
know that we
have
have
2.
the
We're right.
RIF chip tracker codes for the 3 we're chasing.
You did. That was part of the deal, is that, hey, these are the 3 people. We have their cell numbers. We know where they're at. You did
So
look
yeah, as
those
long as
up.
there's no,
You looked it up while you were walking, essentially.
Yep.
You're like, hey, like there were some extra ones I wanted to hunt. These were a little personal. And she's like, not a problem. That's what people pay for. And she's like, yep, they're going to be in the region 19. Your friend picked a good number. What luck. And so the whole thing, though, you got to get to him before Treya if you want to make it personal.
Yeah.
All right, so once we're on the ship, okay, at this point, if Treya takes him out, we took him out. I mean, just hope her camera didn't catch it.
So, I mean, I'm not even here to have this conversation. I imagine I am like
Yeah,
yards
I'm
away at this
getting
point,
in here.
walking in the town,
I'm
and
getting
like,
it out.
Hey,
I'm
the diamond, this isn't working.
and I'm kind of like twitching, like my head's kind of going like to the side, and my fists are clenching, and I am looking or listening and smelling, like using every one of my senses. I am listening to the sound of conflict and looking for it.
Ooh, beautiful.
I like to think Locke notices Victus's reaction, but I'm not sure because it's a
Victus,
little
would this
a little
be
distracted.
something that you feel has affected your meditation, or something
Absolutely.
that
Oh, yeah,
almost
no.
has pulled into your experience? Because you are
Yeah.
drifting between, anger
No,
and
this is
hate.
100% dark side right here.
Okay.
This is pure. I need to cause pain because this is causing me pain.
I will allow you to roll a force dice.
Okay.
And depending on what it is, you can either give in to
One
that
dark
anger-
side.
Okay. So
100%.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
even a
fine.
thought.
If it was white, I was going to allow you to be like, hey, through this conflict, you have meditated and have learned.
Yeah.
Nope. Not gonna happen
learned
today.
As this dark side picks up, you can give me perception check.
Okay.
You were listening for conflict. This is a 2 difficulty.
Okay.
1 black because it is kind of a, it is a populous area, but you get to add 1 blue because your dark side connectivity, your ability to have trauma and learned and been in warfare and violence, you know what type of pain you're looking for.
Perfect. 1 failure, 2 threat.
Okay?
So no.
You're pretty much, it sounds like almost like you're drawing into yourself. You're looking for it, you're trying to sense it, but in your mind, you're still hearing your own screams, your own time in the past when you heard fellow workers die or were crushed.
So I turn, like, I'm looking around, and I don't hear anything, I don't see anything, and I breathe out kind of firmly, and I turn back around like sharp, like the sound of my boot in the dirt kind of thing, and I'm walking directly back towards the group, and I just say through my teeth, Grist, where are they? You said they were here, right?
Yep, they're up. I'm guessing about 3 houses. We're about 150 feet ahead, and it's going to be slightly to the right.
What about the bounty hunter woman? Is she here too?
I don't have a track for her.
So I'm going to try to distract
I thought you said you were
Farah at this
tracking
point.
the other
one. No,
So I hear your people are very into gladiatorial combat.
If you guys
That's
went
something.
down, she stayed
Okay.
down.
Yeah. I didn't think she was with us anymore.
No, she very much clearly told you, hey, you go down,
Okay,
this
good.
is part of your danger hunting.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Victus thought of something that jarred Grist. He's like, let me check. I'm going to see if I can figure out where she is, if I can even get contact through the camera droid's tumor.
I will tell you this, it will not.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have a
can't-
current up to
No,
date.
that's fine. I can't, Victus. I can't find anything in it. But
And I turn around and just like
I'm
I
going
look.
to flip a black dark side token.
Oh no.
As you're having this talk and kind of like walking back, so imagine you're not like on the outskirts, you're kind of in a few streets, like you're in a few houses, right? Like you're not at the outskirts of town, but you're a little bit in. As you're having this talk and you turn around, you hear the sound of like a breaking like door open. That as it opens, you see a body kind of like boom hit the ground, blood coming from this man's like shattered jaw. He's like, and then out steps that rat-attacky woman wearing her, she has this black vest, this like red undershirt. You can see across her belt line is a few like stim packs, a few manacles. Inside the vest, you can see like on it, there's a few grenades. But the big thing that she has on her, she has a few like black gauntlets that are pretty thin to her, actually almost athletic build. She has a very thin arm, not like muscular, not like bulgy. She is very like thin framed,
wiry, we call that.
wiry. She has these brown, like that Han Solo brown pant with the red line down it, with these black boots. As she comes out, I thought this was going to be more worth it, fellas. As you hear another person come up and crack a bottle against the back of her head. See, that would have been good as she turns around and then just socks him back into that like room and starts walking in after him.
Do we go past? Do we move past? What are we doing?
I'm running.
Okay, I'm
Running
running
where? Like,
towards. I told you where the building is.
Towards the building, not
she's
towards
in
her.
the same
Oh, I'm right
direction.
towards her.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's
Well,
actually.
I assume we're running towards
So
the
y'all both
building
run
until
and you
he's
run in different
phased off.
directions.
She's actually in the building as you're like, hey, in a second, let me. She kind of like hit your data pad. She's in the building where
Son
your
of a bitch,
targets
she's
are at.
in where our targets are. Hey, wait a minute. Would that count as an ability to be able to go after her if the side target is the target because she's going after our bounty? Lock?
While that's going on, Jimothy, what are you up to?
Jimothy's just kind of standing there, looking at all of this chaos erupt.
And there's no explosions.
Nothing.
Juta.
All right.
It kind of messes with his bandolier a little bit, and waits.
Locke, are you running off? Or you
No, yeah, I'm following everyone because I'm not really sure what's going on with Victus. I'm like,
He's feeling it.
Yeah.
So Victus, you're off first. You come into this as you kind of like boom. There's no door to push through. As you run up like the few steps, the smell of blood and sweat, the smell of like pain and agony. As you kind of hear moaning, you come in. Boom. Your eyes adjust from light to this kind of like somewhat dull light because people have closed windows and other doorways. You can hear the sound of like as like people are being hit, things are being broken. You see a few knocked out people. Someone's thrown over a table. Another person's unconscious against a wall. Somebody like actually has their head through one of the walls, and you can see that this Ratataki woman Treya is fighting 5 other individuals.
Now, are the RFI chips, are they biometrically run? Meaning, can I watch them, and if somebody's dead, one will go out? Let me say it a different way because that's asking too much. Are all 3 still lit up?
Yes, they
Okay.
are. They are indicating that they are near you.
All right.
well, it doesn't matter if she gets them first because as long as we get her, then we get her points.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, does that count for the side?
No, but I'm asking you. That's the side thing. It's like
Okay,
that
so
counts.
she's not after these guys. I mean, if she ends them, it will be
kills
random. So
Well, she's probably got a camp. Do you realize how
I'm
much
still
work it's
running
going to
while
be
they're
for
all
us to be able to?
So
Just
while
catch
they're
up with
having their
Victus and keep
talk,
him out of trouble.
Victus, you see this. What are you doing? You see her surrounded.
So Victus is kept cool. Like as we've gotten further into this place, it's kind of like I don't know. It's the equivalent of like if I don't know how to describe it. Like the only reason Victus has stayed calm until this point is his loyalty to Locke and not wanting to destroy this mission. But he's like at a breaking point at this point. Like he is seeing red, and like the only way he wants to burn this whole planet down, kind of thing. And he's looking for a fight specifically just so he can feel like he's doing something. So if I see that woman,
Yep.
I'm going right up to her and I'm fucking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I apologize. And yeah.
You're gonna fight her. Okay.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That's
Okay.
why I was looking for her because
she's a part of the system.
She's part of the
Yeah.
system. She takes pleasure in the hunt. She's
Yeah.
killing prisoners. Like this is everything I hate.
She's
impossible.
She's a predator of the disenfranchised.
Correct. And so
Ooh,
And as
nice.
I look at him, I'm like, shit, Locke, he's going after her.
All right,
And I go
so
running in.
You are gonna go in. So you see her. She's surrounded by 5 guys. As her like gauntlets are like up as her fists are up, and she's like, "Now, guys, like, who's gonna have some fun with me first?"
so I'm walking in. My
Walking or
lights-
running?
Well, I ran in, but the moment I see her, I pause and assess the situation. My force pike or a lightsaber pike goes down. It's not illuminated yet. It's not lit.
Yeah, you haven't
but it's kind of
ignited
down to my side, kind of that high haft hold I've been doing with all my spears. And I want to force move all the people that are fighting her, not hurt them, just
push them
away.
aside, yeah.
And just so it's like it's just a one-on-one. There's no
Okay.
one else interfering.
Okay, roll me the force dice. I want
Yeah.
to see what you're using. So actually,
1 dark.
I need to mark this. So 2 dark for
Awesome.
Victus. Okay, so you push dark.
Push dark.
Do you have the ability to affect multiple, or do you have the ability? Because I know you have the ability to affect higher weight.
So I have strength and control. You're right. I do not have magnitude. Magnitude allows me to increase the targets affected. So I
would you
will not,
like to
I will
spend a
change.
white to magnitude that up? We're saying I think this is a very force powerful moment. I think this is a very big character development. I'm willing. It's not
Let's
white.
do it.
It's not a positive thing.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, you're fine.
You know
find the
what?
black.
You know
Oh,
what?
wait.
No, I'm going to do this. I, as a DM, am going to do it because I want to see Locke. I want to see Victus break. I'm going to spend one of mine. So I have 4 now. You guys have 4. Yes, that's right. It should be.
You have 2, we have 4.
Yes. No.
Nope, 4 and 4, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 4 and 4.
Can't count.
4
They were
and 4.
hidden by a drink.
So I'm going to do this because your powers. You want to know why? Because your saber is urging you on. As you're like holding it, you feel this growl of like, You feel it in the back of your head, not your own voice, but you feel that like that. Get her. She stands against us. She broke us.
Not wrong.
Now break her.
All right. So yeah, I'm going in. So the moment I push, I want to just like, you're mine.
I love it.
And then that's when I illuminate the blade.
Boom. All right. So
Where did Locke
you're
keep this
ambushing. So
That's what everybody at home viewing is thinking.
The camera may not have even caught up to him yet.
So you are ambushing. So I'm going to give you a blue.
My chest camera.
Yeah,
you are going
chest
for a
camera, yes,
melee.
yeah.
A melee is
Yep.
2 difficulty.
2 red.
This would be because she has adversary 2, so it's 2 red.
Cool.
However, because you're going into a fight, has other things that make her a little bit more conscious. You're going to be versus against her. So her brawn is 4 and her brawl is 3 because she's a fist fighter. So essentially, you're going against what would be a counter against her. Actually, no, you're just attacking her. She hasn't engaged. You're sorry. So this is going to be 2 red, 1 blue. She has, I'm going to say a black because of this, her combat sense. She has battles.
Is there any purple as well?
No, because essentially you are ambushing her.
But okay, sounds good.
While it's
I'm going to say she's caught surprise. That's why she doesn't add her. You're not contested fighting yet.
Sounds good.
You're still attacking her.
Okay. And David, while this is going on, because he's running in, but it is simultaneous. Locke, do you want me to go in and take out the prison, whatever the hell they are, the freaking things they're hunting? I don't know what they're called.
The targets are the
targets. Yeah,
priority.
do you want me to go in and take out the targets? I can do this while they're doing that. Well, he's fighting her. I think I can take him out.
What is her skill set?
I mean, my answer kind of depends on where Locke is in this process.
One shot, one kill. You're behind me because you told me to run ahead.
Right, but if I'm covering him, then yes, look for the targets. But I don't want Grist to get hurt on his own fighting 1-on-1 while Victus is on his own fighting 1-on-1.
Locke, now. I got to go in now if I'm going to do it. They're all going to be focused on her and him.
And we haven't determined if any of the targets were involved in the conflict.
No, but we know they're in there.
Yeah. All right, look for them. Seek them out.
Just to let you know, Jimothy is gonna head back to the ATT.
Really, I'm out.
No, not like that.
I'm out of this. You guys got weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I throw a bomb in there, it's gonna mess everybody up. So he's gonna talk to Treya.
Gotcha.
So to let you know what I'm doing, David,
To Farah.
Sorry,
Farah.
yes,
Yeah.
fair.
I'm going to use my stealth ability. My intention is to go in there and try and take them out one by one. In addition to that, I need to verify. So I have a force rating of 1. If I roll a single on the force die, does that give me 2
Yes.
or 1? Okay.
So, because essentially you have activated the power.
Okay.
And so that allows you to buy 2 things. So if it's magnitude, even if it's up to 3,
okay.
it's automatically
What
up
about
to the
if
third
the
tier.
power says commit one of those D12?
What
Do I
the-
have only 1 or 2?
You have 2, but understand, you spend 1 to upgrade. So if you commit, you are committing your active force point, but not your bonus one that you rolled. You're committing your 1 force. So you're essentially concentrating on keeping this going, and you cannot activate new force powers
Okay.
unless you...
So if I've rolled a spot,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what. If I roll a spot on the D12, I can do one of the powers. That's
Yeah.
1 commit.
So-
if I roll 2 spots, can I do 2 commits, or is it literally the number of physical dice I roll is what I'm committing?
So your power, your basic ability to use the force is your force point. So you have 1 point. That is you committing because those burn away after combat. During combat, if you want to continue, you can use what you roll. But essentially what those are used for are to upgrade the magnitude,
No.
the strength.
So specifically,
Yeah.
I have a thing that says ongoing effect.
Yes.
Commit 1 D12.
Yeah, so you
Does
are
it matter how many spots I roll in the D12?
No.
All right. So I can only commit one of these until I
Yes.
have the ability to roll 2 D12s.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for clarification. I appreciate it.
So yeah, so my idea is to stealth in there, and I am going to end up committing a die, and
Did you bring your harpoon launcher?
Sorry. Anywho, we got
dang
to
it.
pause real fast.
Right.
Because Victus, what was your attack?
Perfect. So I was just to clarify, it was a 1-on-1 fight, so I do get extra blue die for being a duelist.
Thank you for double checking.
I
for me.
rolled. Jimothy can attest to this. I already moved the dice. I got net after subtracting everything. 1 triumph, 3 success, 4 advantage.
Okay.
So
It was a hell of a roll.
I've already decided how to spend my advantage. 2 advantage will be spent to activate Sunder on my blade. Breach is a passive, so it's always active. Sunder is an active, so I have to spend 2 advantage to activate it. The additional 2 advantage and 3 advantage, because the Triumph counts as 1 success, 1 advantage. So 3 advantage will be spent because I have the overcharged cell modification of my lightsaber. I can spend 1 advantage to increase 1 damage. So I am going to spend 3 advantage to increase my damage by 3, and then my excess 3 success to increase my damage by another 3, so a total of 6. So base damage is 8 plus 6 is 14. Breach 1, which Breach 1 ignores 10 armor, or 10 soak.
Whoa.
She is not going to see this coming.
So, sorry, so you have a total of 12 damage.
14
damage.
14 damage.
With Breach 1.
Okay. As
And Sunder.
As you were coming in, so we'll have to work through this step by step. She, because you did toss people aside, you essentially lifted up and threw these 5 guys surrounding her, but left her.
He's like, clear the ring.
Yeah, she knows something's up. You are ambushing her with, of course, a lightsaber. So she's going to try, as she turns, she's, again, a very skilled hand-to-hand combatant. She's going to try to knock your hand away. She's going to try to perform a parry action. You will still do damage, because parry is not that great.
Yeah, parry, you suffer strain or to reduce damage.
Yeah, she is suffering to reduce damage equal to 2 plus the ranks
that's
in
pretty good.
parry.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain abilities that let you heal damage.
Yeah, I have parry 2, so at parry 2 I can suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 4.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay. So she's easily able to pass her parry check. She's going to reduce you Sunder, though, so that's a whole nother kit and caboodle. So sorry, let me do my math.
And I got the rules here if you need it.
Can you read me Sunder again, please?
When activated, the attacker chooses 1 item openly wielded by the target, such as a weapon, shield, item, or belt. That item is damaged to 1 step, to minor if undamaged, or moderate to blah, blah, blah. Basically, it just becomes damaged. If a weapon already suffers major damage, the target is successfully sundered, it is destroyed.
So could you use her gloves?
Yeah.
as a
So essentially,
target
what
for
I'm
that?
imagining this looks like is she kind of turns.
Don't damage
right?
them, I
She's
need those.
She's turning to the right.
Additionally, Sunder only takes 1 advantage to activate, but for every point you would spend of advantage, you do 1 extra damage to the weapon. So, in order to destroy something, you have to spend 3 advantage to destroy a weapon.
Okay, so you're acting. So you're trying to destroy her. Essentially.
No,
well, let me ask you.
you don't have to destroy it.
What I'm asking, because again, here's how I'm imagining. You're coming in
your
imagine
eyes
you're
on
doing
those,
like a pierce.
I happen to be a
it's
brawling
upward
bounty hunter as
slash.
well. That just
Upward
learned a bunch
slashing.
of new brawl moves
She's-
from Victus.
she's turning.
This would be really helpful for us.
1 second, please. She's turning. She is trying to deflect it. You see her right arm, because she's turning around right side, hits against your sabers as you can already see it beginning to melt. Do you want to destroy her saber, because you, as it said,
She's got
or,
vibration.
not saber, her gauntlet.
Is that her weapon?
She has 2 gauntlets. Yes, those are her weapons.
Absolutely.
She also has a bandolier. She also
Poor
has
Law.
other stuff. Okay, so the gauntlets are 2 different weapons. You are destroying the right hand gauntlet because your Sunder does. One more time, again, I apologize.
Yeah, so the verbiage is a little too much here, but basically there's 3 levels to any
Yes.
weapon.
Yep.
Minor, moderate, and
Yes.
major.
Yes.
And for every advantage I spend, I increase it by 1 damage.
So hers has 3 wounds.
Yep.
You damaged 1. Do you want to damage it all the
Yeah,
way?
correct. I'm going to
Okay.
spend that advantage to do that.
So that means the damage goes from 14 to 12.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
the extra advantage. That was what I was trying to get
Yes.
at.
Okay, so you did 12 damage, not 14, plus she's parrying. So essentially what she's doing is she's rolling her wrist as you're slicing up from her forearm up, as she's twisting this to get it away from her.
Yep.
As you can see, she has these dark black, the white part, the Skrilla, and she has these white eyes actually inside, kind of opening up is oh shit, this is interesting. But you also notice she has this deep smirk, that real big canine tooth is coming out as she seems
a
as
fight.
battle excited as this. As you kind of pull up your blade, your force, your lightsaber, boom, her gauntlet melts apart in pieces. You just open the carapace. You can see steam coming from her arm as she turns her stance to keep her other arm in front of you. She did parry. Let me subtract that number. Okay.
It would be 13, not 12, because I already spent the 2 advantage in order to activate Sunder, and then I realized
Okay.
it doesn't cost 2 advantage, it's 1 it did.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So 13 damage
13
total.
damage.
Okay, and then she did. Okay, boom, perfect. So as she hits, boom, turns and has her other arm up, and she's like,
And there's no soak.
"Yes,
Okay.
yep." that was the painful part. Because essentially you didn't hit her, but you did enough damage to her because of the, liquid metal over her arm. Mm-hmm. As she kind of turns, she has her arm back. You can already smell like heated metal, burning flesh. She kind of smirks to you. Oh boyo, look at you. All right then, let's have a good fight with that little glow stick of yours. You guys are going to have one round of combat before your team shows up.
Yep.
Even me running in?
You're going to be stealthing in, is what I heard.
Yep.
But he did take off. You were kind of back with Locke, having to talk with him.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
Yep.
Are we all right? Perfect. So, Victus, roll me an initiative. This is again based off, I'm assuming you're cool. Let me see what her cool is.
He's not cool right now.
She
I've lost my cool.
He's lost his cool.
I've lost
He is
my
very uncool.
I've lost my mojo. I must go back in time to get my mojo back.
I need my mojo back.
Oh, Jojo.
What you got?
1 success, 2 advantage.
She will go first.
Okay. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds fitting.
Yep. Well, the shitty thing is you destroyed her weapon, and they work real well in pairs.
Like-
they are not linked anymore, and that sucks for me.
I saved you 1, Locke. And be grateful for that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no.
she.
Like, Locke's just going to look at the melted gauntlets and look at Victus and just be like, okay, well, that's my gauntlet, so I don't need these.
Can I get one more yellow, please?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. What's hers?
She is brawling you. She has brawn 4, brawl 3.
So it's three yellow, one
One green.
Green.
one green.
Yep.
Which is opposed to my
Yep.
lightsaber, right?
And so it's opposed
Because it's opposed.
because we're not just going to do basic combat. We're going to make this kind of a scene.
Uh-huh.
So what is your skill?
My lightsaber.
Yeah, your lightsaber skill.
It's 4
and
yellow, so it'll be 4 red for her.
4 red. Okay, can I get 3 more red?
Is your
Great
lightsaber
roll.
4?
Yeah.
Yep, he has 4. He has 4.
I put all my
in
points
anything.
in dude, I'm a duelist. This is what my character was built for.
Does your character have any armor, like melee armor I need to be aware of?
I have padded robes, so my
Does it-
soak is 5.
Okay, but that's not an armor.
Oh no, it doesn't have
Yeah.
defense.
Defense, sorry. Thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
clarifying.
Defense is very valuable.
Does your fighting style give you enforce any black dice on me?
No, not at this level. Just gives me advantage to fighting 1-on-1.
Okay. Yeah, that's not fun.
Not fun for me, not fun for you, because
It's fun for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
we're having fun.
if it's bad for us, it's good for you. If it's bad for you, it's good for us. So
Yeah, no, I get you. That's not good.
Whose perspective are you narrating from?
now, just a side note, I know that because there's so many. I love one of the things I love about the dice system in this game, how you can spend advantage. Something I didn't think about and should have is causing a crit. Right?
Yes.
Think
I
about
thought
it.
that's what you were going to do.
I thought about it, but I wanted to just overwhelming
No, I-
damage.
I like the
So,
gauntlet.
I did
That
too.
was pretty
I mean,
cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. My character hated it.
Right.
I loved it.
So
All right, what you got for me?
essentially what happens, how I imagine it is like,
Yeah.
as she kind of does that, how do you stand? How does your, when your character reset to, what is his position?
Riposte.
Yeah. So after the upward slash that he does, because his first attack is always an upward to the left.
Yeah.
And so as I come back down, I suppose it's kind of like an Obi-Wan Kenobi, lightsaber pose, left hand outstretched,
Yeah, kind of.
with the blade kind of raised on my right side.
Okay. Essentially what happens is she kind
So
of
you're right-handed.
Yep.
Yeah. As she's sitting there with her left hand up in that black gauntlet that sits very cleanly against her other arm kind of pulled back. As she does it, she quickly twists her right foot, kicks up dirt into your way, and rushes forward. And at first you see it's her basic hand, so you're like, cool, saber up. As your saber comes up, she grabs it because she got 6 advantages. She had 0. Her successes were 0. She has 6 advantages.
Okay.
So what I'm
There
going
goes the
to
other
do,
gauntlet.
She got how many successes?
0 success.
Okay.
She has 6 advantages.
So she didn't manage to hit me, but
She did-
she's going to spend.
But she's doing something to
Okay.
you. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to turn these into.
Oh boy.
Do you guys have the chart over here? Mine doesn't have... Actually, no, it does. There it is. There it is. Thank you. Ooh, okay. 3 advantages. Force the target to drop a melee or ranged weapon he is wielding. So
So you're spinning those?
she is spending 3 of her 3.
Cool. I'm
Two.
going to do resist, disarm, spin 2.
Love it. Yes. Tell me.
Suffer 2 strain to avoid being weapon being disarmed or destroyed.
Excellent, because she will
Uno
spend the last
reverse.
as you're doing that. She'll Uno reverse and burn the last 3 as well to resist your Grist disarming.
Oh.
She
can do
can
that?
She has 6 points to spend. Because
my
here's
God.
what I imagine this looks like. She kicked dust at you, right? You kind of swing up. She grabs your wrist, twist it, does like a bent wrist lock. You kind of begin to like drop it, but you know how to like, knife fighting. You know how to like lower your guard so the hand wraps around. You kind of crack her wrist as she's like, you're forcing out. She kind of like rolls over you, right? Like her leg like somersaults
that's
over you,
awesome.
and then like is holding your wrist like your saber like against your chest, like her pushing it against you, being like, hey, you're not dropping it, but you're also not going to wield it. She's like, hey, like. You can see, like, as she's sitting there, she seems to be, like, this close to you, face to face. She's kind of like, ooh, now that's the type of combat I like really.
You're turning her on.
So just to clarify, she did make me drop it, correct?
She is making you drop it in the
Perfect.
sense that what I'm saying is it's not.
Basically, you had to spend 6 instead of 3.
right.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those scenes where like you hit, but they catch
And
it,
it's not
and then
on
you
the ground,
drop it and
it's
catch it with the
pinned.
other and
It's
hit,
pinned,
and they catch that. You're like, no.
Essentially, it's pinned. You didn't. It's
not on the ground, it's pinned
It's
against
essentially you have it against your chest. She's essentially keeping herself. She knows that if she forces you to drop it, especially with now how quickly you showed that you are capable of regathering yourself, her goal is to now keep this pinned against you. You've fought like this before.
Okay.
You've seen other slaves do this, where you're like, hey, if I can keep the eye of the storm close, I can avoid it. So essentially what she's doing is she's trying to enforce a ton of penalties.
Now, mechanically, what does that change with me attacking with my lightsaber on my turn that's about that?
I would say instead of dropping it, because you can easily pick it up, right? I would say this is going to add... do we think either 1 black, 2 black? What are we feeling? I think...
Either I would say 2 black or it raises.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Ooh, are you okay with that?
Because
I think the
one
raise is
black is
cool
he
because
can't
this is
move.
going to be
Yeah.
like, think of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of style. She's
Yeah.
always going to be pushing
Right.
this away because she's fighting very aggressively defensively, very like a hard defensive. Like, if I just keep you on your back foot, you can't swing at me, which is very much her style.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say is it adds another difficulty dice.
So I'm, oh man.
So that was her attack. Was
Yeah.
this exchange? She's
Yes.
so remember, your back was to the door, her back's now to the door. She like somersaulted over you, and she's pushing you towards where she was kind of facing towards, which is this wall with like a boarded window.
So her dice pool would normally be 2 red, 2 purple.
Yes, and so now it's going
3
to be,
red, 1 purple.
Yes.
Can I have 2 reds back?
Yes, you can. Sorry, we're gonna have to exchange these because this is what a battle of skilled opponents looks like.
Yeah, and then do I have any other modifiers?
I mean, you're still fighting 1-on-1.
Yep, so I still have my blue.
Still
but-
have your blue. The ambush is over, so no blue for that.
Yep.
I would say I didn't include this one, but I don't think there would be. I would say there's not enough rubble here to cause like worrying about feet. You're still kind of roughly in the same area you fought. Cool. So I would say I can't think of anything. If you can think of anything, let me know.
No, I don't think so.
All right, roll it, sir. Let's see what we got.
So for those at home, an exemplary fight basically means more sales for Fantasy Flight, and Asmodeus, we have to buy extra sets of dice.
Right.
Oh God, we do.
There's only 1 red in each pack.
Right.
Trust me,
I need
team,
more
if you
fight-
ever want to
I need more
play,
fight
make sure
dice.
you have 5 friends who all have their own set of dice. because
Correct.
That is exactly how much you need.
So I got 2 success, 3 strain this time.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the 3 strain as strain, and then the damage itself will hit with the 2 success increasing my damage to 10, and it still breach 1, but nothing else special.
Okay. So you're not attacking her armor.
Nope, I don't have the advantage to damage. I can't use Sunder, basically. It's her pinning me has made it so like basically I just like
Yeah.
push it like into her face or something
Yeah,
like
you're
that.
like, pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, you're just like hitting her in the chin with it, like
Well,
knocking her.
I think if I hit her in the chin with
Well,
a lightsaber.
Well, I mean, like the hilt part.
I gotcha.
Like essentially, the beam is always like you're just gonna see it turning on and off. Is like you're trying to be like I'm not
The
gonna stab
lightsaber
myself.
into her nose.
Right.
Yeah, you're like constantly like doing that cool like hand twist, like drop it down, like when you see in like all those cool kung fu movies where they like grab it, hit the top.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing in the first
Yeah.
part where
Yep.
he was countering.
Yep, grabbing the top, hitting it, flipping it, knocking it sideways. All right, yeah, you're hitting her as.
Interesting.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's just so with the overcharged cell, was one of my modifications. I can spend advantage to increase damage by 1, or I can spend 2 disadvantage, or which is the threat, to decrease the damage by 1. So I can instead of taking strain, I could put it into the blade to decrease the damage. Which I'm not going to do. I'm going to keep as is. I think taking the strand on myself is probably the best call right now, but that's just good for me to know as an option.
Yep. I like it. Thank you for calling that up.
Yeah.
So you guys are having this fight. While this is happening, Grist, you have made your way in here. So tell me what you were up to. I know you had your...
So the idea was to basically stealth in. My assumption is going to be the 5 white shirts are going to be watching her, because I don't think they're going to be smart enough to actually try and get out. Somebody's come to save them. I'm going to stealth in, and I want to attack. I want to take our 3 targets out.
Okay. Give me a stealth check real fast. This is a 2 difficulty.
Very good.
Because these guys are pretty much unconscious, but you are worrying about your teammates might perceive there's extra enemies coming in.
2 success.
2 success. All right, easily stealth in. As you kind of look, same thing. You see these bodies unconscious. You can see 5 guys have been kind of pushed to the left side of this room. Imagine the floor is just kind of like padded dirt. It's not really carpeted or anything. They don't have that. And there's like, they're kind of piled, and you're like, oh, I've seen this. They look like they all got tossed. You see Victus deep in like, with this deep fight between this Ratataki woman who you know, and there's this red tinge because your saber is ignited, illuminating their face as it switches around. They are doing like this very intimate like dance of death in battle. And both of them, I don't know how Victus looks, but you know,
I am an exceptional shot. I'm not shooting into that.
Treya seems actually excited. Like she's having this like brimming smile of like, this is it. This is what I wanted. As she's kind of talking about, like, every time you like parry Victus and dodge, she's like, yeah, like come at me harder. Love it. Like, and if you hit her, like she's just like, come on, like do it like you mean it.
That last one, that one was lightsaber damage to it, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so describe that to me. So where did you hit her?
Well, that's my thought was because she's got a pin in my chest, and I can't really, like, I didn't sunder anything. I just leaned it forward, like, into her collarbone or something.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so then what we would see is, like, when it does, like, when you're coming in, he's, like, quickly twisting it. You see it burn as she kind of sits there, and at first it's the, like...
And then
yeah, that's it! As she seems to find, like, a deep gratification on this. She's not letting you see weakness, and this is something you can connect to as you're like, not in like in any way sexual or weird, but you're like, hey, there's a point when pain, if you let it keep hurting you and you don't find a way to like trick yourself into enjoying it, it can shatter you, and you're like, this person is broken as well. So what is your plan? You see this violence going on, and you said you were looking for your people.
Yep.
The 3 targets.
I'm gonna stealth in there and shoot the targets.
Okay. So out of this quick group, you can see, you did see that there is a stairwell leading to a 2nd floor. None of the people down here seem to be your targets.
Okay, continue up the stairwell.
All right. As you kind of like hop over bodies, like come upstairs. You're like,
not my problem. He's like, oh, no, didn't see that.
I liked it, like, it's like an episode 1 with the song playing, the Duel of Fates, and they're all fighting on the bridge. There's just like, just Grist just like walking in the background.
Like music stops. That looks insane. Dun, and like he just keeps walking because it's just like elevator music. And then he goes.
And I'll remind you that Grist saw it, but he's sitting there saying the way they're moving. There's as good a shot as I am. I might end up hitting Victus, so I'm not doing it.
As you go upstairs, I'm assuming you're again stealthing, kind of looking around. You know this. You can quickly see as you hear
like a shadow.
Like a shadow.
like a
Sentinel shadow squid cat.
In Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my god. That's good.
You see as you kind of come up, you can hear the sounds of like shoes and feet moving against it. This place looks again like it's a mixture of like mud, mortar, adobe, and like tree branches and fauna leaves to give it this kind of structure and brace. You can see that some tables were knocked over to kind of like barricade this, but this is by no means like a hotel. There's not a hallway. This is just the 2nd floor. And you can see some guys are like, go out the window, go out the window.
All right, so as I come up, if I can see them, look, I'm on the 2nd floor. It looks like they're potentially going to be able to escape through a window on the back side of the building.
Essentially, what you see is the Rhodian and Deveronian are like trying to be like, come on, man, you got to go. And the Ithorian's like, whoop, whoop. And he's like, we can't jump.
Anything that comes out this window is them.
So I can hear.
You hear them on the 2nd floor.
Then I think I'll do a little 90-degree turn.
Double back. You just like leaving, come back.
You hear me telling you. So to activate the force power that I'm going to commit
the 12-sided die to. I still have to roll first.
Yes, because I need to know, are you going to use the light side or dark side of it?
I'm going to use the light.
Ooh, nice, Griff.
And what I am committing to is an ongoing effect once per round. When an attack targets the Force user, he upgrades the difficulty of the pool once. I also have the ability, duration, to trigger it twice in a round. And I have strength, which says anytime I do an ongoing effect, I upgrade the pool twice. So each time I'm going to upgrade my pool 2 times, and I can do it 2 times in a round.
Sorry, one more time to make sure I understand. I apologize.
I'm going to upgrade the ability once through strength, which means that I am going to upgrade the difficulty of the pool to attack me to 2.
Okay.
And I have duration, which allows me to do it 2 times in a round.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
And then I don't know how much I can do in the round. My idea is get up there and I'm going to shoot them.
Okay, so essentially, yes, it is harder for them to perceive you. And who are you going to shoot first?
I will start with the Arthurian. I heard that he's not thinking of jumping, so I'm going to shoot the Rhodian.
Okay.
Because they're squirrely like that.
All right, you are ambushing, so you are attacking. This is within short range.
Okay.
So it's a 1 difficulty.
Yep.
You are ambushing, so I would say a blue. Because you're attacking for an ambush. Do you have any other abilities or anything that would give you any type of benefit?
Not that I know of.
Okay. There is no negative because you're not currently engaged in combat. There's nothing else going on. They're not aware.
So, well, they may be now. That is 1 failure, and it is 3 advantage.
Ooh.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move myself into a position, 3 advantage, negate the targeted enemy's defensive bonus. So I'm going to move around so the table is not between us.
Okay. So you shot and then you moved. Okay. Their difficulty to test your stealth. What is your stealth with 2 or more difficulty?
So my stealth is 3. 2 yellows and a green normally.
And then...
And I also add 2 black die, I'm guessing. Stealth checks... Add to all stealth checks unless the opposition is immune to force powers. That's 1.
They're not.
1, and then where's the other one? Add to all stealth checks. Oh yeah, so you're going to be adding. I'm assuming 2 black. It shows 2 blue, but I'm assuming you add 2 black.
They see the blaster go off and they're like, "Damn it! They're up there! We gotta go!" As the Deveronian is hopping out the window first. The Rhodian's kind of like looking at his like, "Wee wee!" And the Arthurian's like, "Don't leave me!" They didn't see you.
Good.
Locke, what are you up to?
So Grist had informed me to keep an eye on the windows.
Yep.
Window.
Prior to
The window.
Yep. Well, the building has more than 1 window.
Upstairs it has 1 window.
I mean, is there only 1 room upstairs?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like this. It's
Okay.
just like going from the kitchen to the
Okay.
living
Well,
room.
Grist had informed me to keep an eye on the window.
Yep.
So I will, kind of arm myself with my blaster rifle and just wait to see if anything pops out of the window. Although I imagine I hear inside the bar like glasses shattering and like tables breaking and stuff, and I'm just like,
Less a bar, more a house.
like I'm just hoping that Victus can sort of hold off on his own while I'm unsuredly listening to Grist. So we'll see.
You see a Deveronian like climbing out the window and like
Oh.
jumping, like diving, like woo!
Maybe it was right after
Does it
all.
have a big like sack that says prisoner on it?
It's white sleeves.
Yeah, this is a white sleeve Deveronian who matches the same descriptor, and your little ID chip is going like beep, 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 beep to indicate that this is the target.
All right, auto fire.
Jesus
You're-
Christ.
you're-
I mean, do I have a risk of shooting into the...
no, he's fallen. I mean,
Yeah, all right.
he's
yeah, I'll let him
mid
up.
jump, so this is an ambush. How close were you to the window? Did you give yourself more space? Are you
No, I
Short
imagine I was
window
probably
or
like
to the
medium or...
To the
yeah,
sweat.
Medium or short. Yeah. Probably medium.
okay? So you're at medium range. So this is a 2 difficulty shot. So 2 purple. You get a blue. Did you take an aim or anything? If you took an aim, add that blue.
I mean, remind me how that works. Like, what am I giving up by taking the aim?
Nothing. It's just you can use a maneuver.
Bonus action. Right?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
you.
So
instead
yeah,
of-
I only want to make 1 shot. So
Yeah.
that's
Yep. You don't know who
okay.
might live.
So add a bonus blue for the aim and a blue for
Yep.
knowing they were coming, and
Yep.
then 2 purples, and that's it.
Yep.
Ugh. Let's see. So these 2 cancel out. 1 success and 2 advantages. I guess I did that correctly.
All right, perfect. So your success hits your advantage. Does your weapon have a 2 advantage bonus, or is there a thing you would like to do?
Yeah, my crit is 3, and it just says auto fire, so I was just refreshing my memory on that. I don't know if that helps me in this particular moment or not, but let's see. It requires active qualities required 2 advantage to activate, and auto fire is an active quality.
Yep. So yeah, increase difficulty of attack checks by 1, may
So I'm
trigger
attacking.
multiple times to generate additional hits.
But I do have 2 advantage. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
I do
So you-
have 1 success and 2 advantage, so I will activate auto fire. Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah,
all
great.
it is that second hit. So what is your weapon damage?
So my weapon damage is 10.
So it would be that twice.
This poor guy.
Yeah, as
Gonna get vaporized.
essentially. So tell me how this looks, because this guy's falling
Well,
down.
I
he,
like to think Locke was chasing Grist in, and he couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah.
So like Grist kind of scurries away into the village and
Yeah.
the commotion of people like running out of the bar right now because they just saw like a lightsaber for maybe the first time in some of their lives, and like they're running out the front door of the bar, and like so Locke realizes like I'm going to be pushing against this tidal wave of bodies trying to survive. So Grist happens to say look out for the window, so I see Locke just stopping as he runs. He shoulders his rifle and he starts covering the window. Well, then this Deveronian, which perfectly matches the description, just happens to leap out of the window. And I mean, I just have a perfect firing lane on him. There's nobody behind him. I mean, it just seems,
It's
pretty cut
like,
and dry
It's like
at that
shooting
point.
Deveronians in a barrel. All right, yeah. As he like falls, you're like pop pop, like do do do, like
Yeah.
quick shots. Do do, like yeah, he crumples. You don't even hear anything. It's just that
Well, there's 5,000 in the bag.
there's 5,000 in the bag.
Just
As long as the body camera caught it. So
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It is. I can't wait until you guys get your first status report. I'm like, let's look back at these action
Let's
clips.
see the highlights.
Look, you see
Yeah.
how he came in here?
Now, if you look here, Joe, you're going to see him come in from the left side.
It's
he
some
does
type
his
of, like-
upward left slash. That's
Yeah.
his favorite move.
That's very iconic of him. This is his rookie season.
It's a hut. It's the hut version of Madden. It's just like, see, here's he like freeze frames, like circles and like lines it up. He's gonna come in from a right attack angle. Oh, but that's gonna cost him a pretty penny. All right, yeah. And Jimothy, you were running back, so back up to our fight because it is me and you, Victus. All right. So can I borrow 2 of those red dice, please? Because she is fighting you still,
Yeah.
and you are super skilled.
Thank you. I try.
Hands this. I need to add this because she's going to do multiple things. Alright, come on! Come on! And when I said come on, that's not come on. That's very not come on.
It's not very cash money of you, dog.
The beautiful thing is there's, again, still no despairs, or like, that's the beautiful part is I haven't critically failed. It's just doubles of everything, and I'm like, why do you must be...
Why must you constantly disappoint me?
Again, no success. So essentially, as you're fighting, the first thing you see her do, as you're kind of like are leaning into her, she rolls with it, so it falls out. As she like shoulder checks you, you hear this like, you hear her like lower her left hand. You see it, so you don't hear it. You see it lower, and then you hear it tss, as she seems to have stimmed herself. As you quickly see the like ketosis, like it's another ketosis, the like charring begin to like flake off a little bit as her skin tries to re-stitch. Because again, that beautiful stim pack, as she's leaning into, she's like, yeah, you're that pretty boy that I saw back at the Bounty Hunters HQ. What you getting into here, friend? You ready to hunt? We got the same target? Because, oh, Mama's ready to fight for that. Show me what you're worth. As she says that, she tries to, like, spin, like, throw you, and I'm assuming you, like, flip and roll with it, and
Yeah.
are facing towards her.
Yep.
So you're both unarmed, like, you have your weapon, you're
Yeah.
separated now, as her, like, her arms up, you can see she's, like, definitely, like, holding on straws. She's just like, yeah, come on, tell me your name, pretty boy, like, what's your money?
This is going to get some good ratings on the, on the footage. I
just want to know how the fuck she's still alive. I've done 2 lightsaber slashes and
Yeah.
ignoring so.
Bounty Hunter, man.
She's a Ratataki.
Yeah, apparently.
She's tough.
There was a reason Cad Bane never lost to Obi-Wan, I guess.
No, that's a
Because
girl.
it's-
That's different.
Oh, you're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
She's
You're right.
This is Asajj Ventress
Yes,
style.
this is a...
She does not look good, but again, she looks like she's holding herself together emotionally well. Like, she's giving off this
Egotistically, she's fine.
Yeah, well, hopefully she suffers some strain from that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, come back at her.
I need your 2.
Oh, yes. All right, so I don't engage in small talk and fights. I find it to be distracting, so I silent despite her provoking. I'm just, she's like, "What's your name, pretty boy?" And I'm just, and I just come in again with another. This time I'm like a lunging attack.
Do it.
Woof.
Oh.
So net is 2 advantage.
But despairs can't ever get canceled out.
They still cause a negative effect,
Right.
but they do count as a triumph. They are equivocally the same. It says despairs symbols count as failure symbols. They cancel success symbols, and may also be spent to trigger a powerful negative consequence. So my understanding is that they can be. The effect of negative still kicks in, same as a triumph.
Oh, okay. I thought, all right.
That-
I can
that-
look it
that
up
has
later,
been-
but I
yes.
thought that triumphs and despairs can't be canceled out.
Let's look it up because, again, the rules are kind of weird. Because otherwise it would make kind of sense where you're like, hey, if you can cancel it, what is the benefit of having this whole thing if it can be canceled? That makes
Sidewise, I saw that autofire was able to be activated by a single triumph in addition to 2 advantages. So I don't know, is that like a common conversion ratio?
So as far as spending that despair, then how do you want me to spend that?
So if my little thing says despair symbols count as failures, so they would cancel out still equally. So just consider
Any
it as
any success, even if you had 6 successes, the despair would make it not fail. Would make it fail. That's the way we've been running it on the other side.
No, you can succeed and still get a despair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So,
the despair, how that would work, is it would only cancel one of those successes.
Interesting. Okay.
So like in this case, these 2 would just take each other. This is what I did earlier.
But you still have a despair.
you
You
still
don't have
a
the
negative
effects, but you
effect,
still have the despair.
but you
Right.
don't
You still
have
have the despair.
so you still
Okay,
have
so I think you're getting at the same thing I was thinking of, just kind of different.
Okay, got
I
it.
think.
gotcha. Okay, so that leaves you with the 2 advantage.
2 advantage, which I will use to reduce 2 strain,
Okay.
because I need to start venting some of this off.
Yeah.
And so, at this point, it's just a hand-to-hand, like, I come lunging in, like, she, I don't know, maybe, like, does, like, a backflip
Yeah.
away. And I'm kind of chasing her with slashes, and she's boom, 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 just keeps, like, backflipping like a gymnastic.
Love it. Freaking love it. All right, while that's going on, Grist, what are you up to?
I'm going to switch the effect that I'm utilizing. I'm switching the effect from raising my defense to raising my attack. This is taking too long, and I'm getting nervous. Do I need to re-roll to
No,
change the
Oh,
commit?
and one thing I forgot was, as I gun down the Deveronian, I will let Grist know that, 1 down.
Okay, good. So I'm going to do 2 upgrades, and what else am I taking with it? I'm still at short range.
You're
Do I
still-
still
you're
have
still
the
hidden,
blue?
so
Am I
you're
still
still-
hidden?
yep.
Got it? Good.
Still hidden. They didn't
All right, very
successfully
good.
find you.
So a triumph and triumph, success, and 4 advantages. So what have I got? I've got 5 advantages
Damn.
effectively and 2 successes with the triumph.
So 5 successes with the triumph?
Well, nope. 5 advantage.
Oh, 5
so is the
advantage.
triumph 1 and 1? Should I count it that way? So I have a triumph.
Just triumph is a critical success. So just
All right.
count it
So I have
as
a
that.
triumph. Then I have a success and 5 advantage.
Okay, so essentially
4
you
advantage.
have,
Excuse me.
you have essentially a critical, and then you have a success and however many advantages. And the advantages can be used to buy things as well.
Right. So with that, I thought maybe not. Does the holdout blaster have any ability to do anything other than just more damage?
It probably
most-
has
most-
perception to notice.
Yeah, most
Crit.
guns.
Crit is 3.
Yep.
But I already have a crit. I can't do a double crit.
You can double crit if you
I'm
want.
double crit.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to pass a blue die to Locke,
Yes.
telling him the last one's coming out.
All right, so who are you shooting? The Rhodian?
I'm going to shoot the Arthurian because it looks like the Rhodian's leaping out.
Okay. So the Arthurian, you have 2 criticals. Does anyone have D10s?
Yep. What do you need?
I need 2 D10s.
All right. Oh, just
if
do you
you
want-
actually, if you want,
Do you want a D100 or 2 D10s?
I need a D100.
All right. First one's 26.
26.
Second one is a 17.
So first one, beautiful, discouraging wound. Flip 1 light side destiny point to a dark side destiny point, but reverse if it's an NPC. So you guys gain a light side.
Switch
point.
2 of those.
Oh. Yes.
Nice.
Boom. All right, so you hit him, and then you're 17. The target cannot perform a free maneuver during his next turn as he has been distracted.
Okay.
What is your weapon's damage?
6 damage plus 2, 8 damage total.
Cool. As essentially how this Athorian looks, you like, bam, blast. Essentially, he like turns because he hears the sound. Turns. You know, his head's turning. You can shoot him through his little gill out the other, distracting the Deveronian as he is both distracted and distracted. He's like, as he's falling, dying. He knocks the Rodian out. That is what I would say happens. Is the Rodian didn't jump, as he has been essentially like arm flailed, and the other one knocked him out the window.
Where's he at, Grist? I'm waiting on him. He's not here.
Go down now!
You see a Rodian falling as he's like, Chowanga!
I like you find pleasure in this. Just the
Guys, you got so
shooting of
into
unarmed
it.
men.
You're like, you're so resistant, and now you're so much into it. I love it. All right,
It's
so
on
Locke,
our terms. This is what's
Locke,
happening.
you have a Rodian falling. What do you want to do?
It's a moving target, though.
Fallen target, come on.
Or do you just wait, boom, then shoot him?
He's on the ground. Bam, bam.
Yeah, no, I mean, it seems like the immobile target is easier, but I'm just gonna let him drop and see what happens to it.
Is Jimothy around the corner yet?
Yeah, essentially you're coming up to see this Rodian fall out as he's like just tracing it with his gun.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm keeping aimed on him. If he gets up and starts to run away, I'm just gonna shoot him. Otherwise, I'll walk toward him.
Yeah, he hits the ground. You hear like crunching as he's definitely like injured but not dead. He didn't land in a good way. He fell out backwards. Pretty much back flopped onto the ground.
Ugh.
So he's like, no, Winky. He's like, oh, I can do this. Just roll over. Come on.
So can I hold up a grenade and
we're
just say
fucked up.
Ibana?
I'm killing a psychopath.
You see like Jimothy come with like a grenade and be like, Ibana?
You put it in the mouth and then take out the pin and just walk away. Bye-bye!
What's your plan, Locke? You gonna do it or you gonna let Jimothy have this?
I was asking Locke if he was gonna let me.
No, yeah, I consider myself still at medium range. Like I'm not even close to the entrance of the building right now. So like,
So you see Jimothy run up, sticking it in his mouth.
yeah, like he falls down. He's laying on the ground. I'm like looking. You know, I'm just like trained on him just in case he gets up and he starts running. And then I see like this Jawa, and he comes run over and like bends down and then walks away.
And then
there's
waves
this-
at you in the scope.
Yeah.
We see it through the
like
scope where he
silver
goes,
grenades
goes like
sticking out
this
of
and
his
he
mouth.
runs.
What grenade did you use?
I'm using my frag grenade because I have a lot of
Because
those.
you're dirty people.
But I am making sure my body
All right,
cam captures.
when did this go from
footage.
these are the targets? Like there's no collateral. We're just
No,
killing
these
the
are the
You
targets.
don't want me to
Okay.
roll? Or?
No, no, it's definitely
Okay,
just
I just thought you were
it's
taking
11
it.
damage.
yeah, 11 damage. Yeah.
And now you guys are just assassins.
You-
You don't
No.
know what these people's crimes
As
are.
you like
Just-
wave
That's
your
not
arm, it's
that's
like,
not what being a
like,
bounty hunter in
against
Star
the
Wars is
wall.
about. You don't ask questions.
As
True.
Jimothy like waves and like walks off, you're looking through the scope. You see the explosion. Essentially, there's like the black like ash part where it explodes. The wall has some matter on it. This kind of like orange goo and like burnt on it is as the people in like windows are like closed and everything. You're just like, man, it's strange that like no one's coming out to help these people. Inside we have we have Victus and Tria as it's her turn. Locke, I need one more of those red.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I never win. I just watched Jimothy go, but I will cover the door in the event that Treya
Alright.
runs out.
Let's see if I can do.
Let's see this despair.
Come on, give me something so I can activate a dark side. I just need you to do something. Come on, you. Oh, thank God, a fucking triumph. Please, what did I get?
No despair.
No despair. No despair. No despair.
And I turn a
There's
white
despair on the
point.
character.
This goes here. Okay, so she has a triumph, success, and 2 threats. Okay. I can take that. So if I'm imagining this, she should have her back to the entrance.
No.
Or do you have your back?
No, I have my back to the way I came in. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a back door to this place, but I imagine she just did 3 backflips. Her back's up against the wall,
Yes.
and I'm still a few feet away from her because like she just kept flipping every time I lunged forward.
Okay, good. Okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm also going to flip a dark side token.
Okay.
Because I can activate this now. So what's going to happen is she's going to charge you. As she charges you, she's not yelling. She's looking at you, and she's like, She comes up, you're kind of feeling something's off, but she's definitely like blood frenzied. As she comes in for this hit against you with her glove, how would have you reacted to that?
With her glove?
Yeah, she has her, like, she's coming with her glove side punching, her left hit first.
I would probably parry it with my blade.
Okay.
With my energy part of my blade, obviously.
Pulling from the left up to the right?
Yep.
Chop it off.
Okay. As you do, she, like, does this feint, rolls under it. So it's just like, who, like, rolls under it. You think she's coming for a gut punch. You're like, oh, shit, like, I got it. So you kind of, like, I imagine as you turn, you're kind of, like, trying to sidestep. As she does, she continues her roll. So now her, like, she's pretty much, like, flying past you with, like, her back. Like, she's, like, low skimming the ground. As she's, like, kind of, like, looking up at you. Continuing that spin, she, like, hits the ground, like, near your feet, kind of cracking the ground. Her gauntlet gives this, like spark as it electrifies out, like there was, like, a net. As she kind of, like, pushes through and continues out the door behind you. She has shocked and set off a pretty much shock grenade in her gauntlet.
Oh, that would have been cool to have a pair of those.
What this would do is, this is 6 damage.
Okay.
Minus any of your soak. It causes, if hits, it causes a singeing paralysis. It adds a black to your next melee combat, your melee brawl or lightsaber check. She's essentially, like, giving you a, like, neurotoxin hit.
Or it's electricity, right? Not neurotoxin.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. It's like it's running up your, like, arm as it kind of hits and jumps from, like, your leg up. And as she, like slides up to the door, like, pushing herself from this animal pounce, she quickly turns and is like, ooh, I gotta remember your name. I'm gonna have fun with you on this hunt. But business awaits as she runs out the door. And that is where we are gonna call it.
Nice. Thank you for joining us on another NCRP Productions podcast. We couldn't do this without you, so please like and subscribe everywhere we're found, including YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Google, Apple, Spotify, and other great podcast sites. If you'd like to help us continue making more content, we'd love to have your support on our Patreon. And we'd like to give a special shout out to our current patrons, our Siegson Employees of the Month, Michael H., Greg K., F.S., and our Breaker of Seals, Frank H., Christopher C., Matthew K. Thank you all. We truly, truly appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our fantastic artist, Jacob Blackmon, who you can reach on his Patreon under his name, or Deviant Art under the name Prodigy Duck.